children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Funjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV, Spoon Entertainment. Cool.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charge.
While away to another edition of the program, Spoon Talk. Of course, today is Friday. Today happens to be the 28th day of July. Just 2 days away from Liberia's 176th Independence Day celebration. We want to say welcome to Liberia's most informative program on radio and online. Of course, the Spoon Talk is back. My name is Nelson Colette, and we're here again. Encourage someone to listen with you, because this edition of the Spoon Talk is one that you just can't afford to miss. Let me welcome Dr. Richardson. I see she's already here. Good evening, Dr. Richardson.
Nelson, hello. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing well.
That's good. How your Friday doing?
Yeah, everyone is okay. And I see the CEO is backstage. I know he's going to be coming as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just want the public to know that Prince Maxwell will be joining us later. He is going to be representing Lanu, right? Is he representing Lanu, I believe? Okay. Yes, I think, yeah. So I want to just say hello to everybody. I hope your Friday is going well. My Friday is going as usual, slow, enjoying it, content, relaxing, and just doing things according to how I want to do it, which is good. At this stage in my life, that's where I should be. Nelson, I did the hustling before, so I leave it to you guys now. Taking it easy. Yeah, so you guys are the one who's supposed to make all the money, rush and get all your career done, reach to the height that you want to reach, and then you can relax. You can start a personal retirement. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. So I want to welcome all of you again to the show. Call a friend, share the show in your different groups, share it on your page. It's going to be very exciting. This is the place where you come to get diverse information about at least one or two topics. This is a place where all of us don't share the same views on things. So you're going to learn like a lot of information about maybe a particular topic. I have a big announcement that I want to make to you, but we'll hold that for now. I believe maybe the CEO will make that announcement, or I'll wait for him to tell me, give me the go ahead to do that. Uh, Nelson, any trending news in Liberia?
Oh yes, Dr. Rich is in lots of training issues in the country right now. So the first one I'd like to start with has to do with the internet. We are getting so addicted to the internet now, and and, and sometimes it's sickening when you get to realize that you're out of internet even for maybe 5 hours or 6 hours. It's like something has been taken away from you. So today, folks across Liberia started to experience a serious problem with internet
Nelson, can you hold on a
connectivity.
second? Actually, I have a really huge, huge announcement that I've been given to go ahead to announce it. And I want you to
Okay.
also help me announce this. Former Vice President Joseph Boakai is going to be appearing on the show briefly.
Okay.
I want you, I know that's huge, isn't it?
Oh
So
yeah,
again,
very
so
huge.
yeah, I mean, he's coming here, and the panelists will be here. He'll be here shortly. We're waiting for the panelists to roll in. So share the show. Have your questions ready. Type in your questions in the comment section. We may look there and pick a question that you have. But come and listen to see what he has to say. I also just got informed, so I have to formulate my questions for him. So again, the former Vice President Joseph Boakai is going to be appearing on the show tonight. This is Spoon Talk, where you get all the information, and you even get the former vice president on the show. So yes, Nelson, go ahead. I
Wow.
didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just got the
Um,
okay to say that.
maybe I sensed that. That's why I told the folks that this edition of the Spoon Talk is one you just can't afford to miss.
Absolutely, this is going to be a breaking news. One to keep,
Yeah,
one of the
definitely,
few talks to
definitely.
keep on your save video list.
Yeah, sure, definitely. And it
Mhm.
will be an interesting one because since the former vice president went to the United States, there has been different information. Some say he has gone to the hospital to seek medical attention and so forth. So it's a very interesting thing that he's going to be making an appearance here tonight. I think that's the biggest announcement so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. So I have to at least formulate my thoughts because I just found out. I actually had a different plan for the show today, but hey, this is Spoon Talk. We have to be flexible. You never know what's going to happen on Spoon Talk. We're coming with one
Definitely.
plan, and then this is the beauty of the show. You come in with one thought, one idea, and this happens almost every day. And something else happens. Somebody just come in and bring a
Yeah.
whole new, uh, you know, view to the show or a whole new thought,
Yeah.
and then we all have to sit down and think about it. I thought, oh, that was an interesting. So yeah. Again, the former Vice President Joseph Boakai will be appearing on the show tonight. Share the show, call a friend, listen, okay? And I'm sure Mr. Boakai is going to agree with me on some issues. So again, we're not going to agree on everything, but we're going to agree with some things. And all of you guys who are, getting angry at me, I'm sure he's going to have a message for you guys. I'm entitled to my view, and I'm sure he's going to agree with me on that we all are entitled to our views for a better Liberia. We can't have a Liberia where we preach diversity and then we censor views of others. So go ahead, Nelson. I know you're talking about the internet. The internet,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So
So brief interruption in the internet.
definitely, it was. We experienced that today from somewhere around. For me, I took notice from around the afternoon, the early afternoon hours. I tried getting online; it wasn't possible. But then later, and usually when these things happen, people the first area that a lot of attention will go is the GSM networks. And so the Liberia Telecommunications Authority was very swift in coming up with a response to that particular issue. So according to the LTA, the temporary interruption of all nationwide internet services was due to a breakdown, according to them, a breakdown of the Africa coast to Europe cable, that connects Liberia via the Ivory Coast. So according to the LTA, there was some issues with that cable, the AC, that's the ACE cable, which serves, which happens to be the source of internet to Liberia. And so the LTA then showed the public that they were working on it. And then I was a bit afraid, especially for us here, the fact that a lot of people in Liberia here follow the show, and how I would even come up to do the sell up before we get the show going on. But amazingly, somewhere around this evening, internet was restored. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's one of the trending issues, and
Wow.
to some extent, I didn't really know. I didn't really know what it means to be connected to internet like that until I lost it for so many hours today. Imagine
You
you
know
want
the
to send
value, right?
a simple message to someone, and the message you type it can go through. You want to call
Yeah.
someone online, it doesn't go through. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was a tough one, but thankfully
Yeah.
it
I
was.
mean, yeah, that's a big one, and that's an interesting concept that the cable got cut or tempered with, or
Yeah,
so that's why the internet went. That's an interesting concept. We'll see if we can get further news. So now they restored the cable, right?
yeah.
That's you
So
guys have the
internet is
internet.
restored. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Though it's
Um,
it's it's not all perfect as compared to what we had then, but gradually it's getting stronger. It's not that strong as compared to what we had, but it's getting better. Yeah, it's
okay,
getting better. Yeah.
okay, that's good. Uh, yeah, go ahead. I was just
So
gonna
now the
add.
next.
I was gonna
Mhm.
add,
Yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
don't have your when you don't have internet, or in my case, when I don't have my phone, I'm lost. It seems like everything is in my phone, and I don't know if I don't have internet. I'm also lost. I mean, I can't imagine what you guys went through today. It's so
Yeah.
bad that my grandson, who's about 2 years, 6 months, since he wake up, where's my phone? That's what he said. Where's my phone? My phone. Where's my phone? I'm like, where is this kid learning this from? Grandma, probably, and his mom. So food is so important. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Interestingly, there were a few people who sent me messages today asking, Nelson, it's like the government temper with the internet. I said, no, why would you say that? and then
Yeah,
gradually it got restored. But
I heard
on the
I
flip
heard
side,
that too, Nelson, and I think that
yeah,
suggests the lack of trust in our government.
yeah, sure. So on the flip side, the president made appointments today in government. These are the appointments. You know, the should we say the last minute of time appointments? Of course, those making it on the list, or those who are fortunate to enter the photo last minute of time somehow, some way. So the appointment today made by the president affects the PPCC, the CDA, that's the Corporate Development Authority, and the judiciary. So there's a whole list of individuals here. The University of Liberia as well. There's a whole list of individuals here who were appointed to serve in different capacities uh, by the president. So there's a whole listing here. I don't think we have the luxury of time to go through it. But there were people appointed to serve on the board of trustees at the University of Liberia. So representing the legislature, you have the likes of Senator Numeni Batikwai, a statutory member, Representative Matthew Zaza, member, and the list goes on. For the Public Procurement and Concession Commission, the PPCC, Reverend Dr. Jasper uh, was appointed to serve as acting commissioner as well, and so there are different capacities that those appointees will be serving in, and some of these appointments are subject to confirmation by the Liberian Senate where applicable. Now, on the flip side, a lot of people have been thinking that the drug, that 100 million drug case that popped up some time ago has been swept under the carpet.
Mhm.
Mr. Cummings reawakened that conversation. There's a report here. from the front page Africa, where Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Cummings is blasting the WIA's government for masterminding the 100 million USD drug burst and so forth. And Mr. Cummings is warning that he is going to go after those individuals. He's going to prosecute them. He has vowed to prosecute all those individuals for what they're doing to the country. That is, if he's elected as president of Liberia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can add, Nelson, of course, I was going to say something about that. I really appreciated him, talking about the drug case in Liberia and how it's affecting the youth. He also expanded on that conversation and said that the fact that the government lost the case, or the government, didn't pay strong attention to that case, it undermines the welfare of the youth in the country, the largest population that we have. To not be able to prosecute, to find those people guilty and let them go, is really troublesome, considering the pandemic that we have in the country with Kush. So he was very strong on that. We really need to pay attention to that drug issue.
Yeah, seriously. So so these are just a few. Now the CDC is carrying on, is still in the process of setting up her campaign team, naming individuals who will be serving on in different capacities on the team. So yesterday they concluded the process for Montserrat County. The process was concluded, and at that program, the chairman Mobile Molu used the occasion to promised to give an assurance to citizens who did not receive job, who were not fortunate to work in the government in the first term of the CDC government, that hey, come the second term, they should rally, they should support the government, they should re-elect the government, that in the second term they will be able to get job. So some of the expectations that weren't met for the first term, they will be able to meet up with those expectations. So according to the CDC chairman Mobile Molu today. Sorry, that was yes. So now, but it didn't stop there. They went to Magibi County today as well, where the process, the exercise is continuing. And in Magibi County,
we had a brief problem seeing you. We had some lines on the screen. I want to welcome Stanton to the show. Good to see you. Welcome. We're doing the same thing again. Nelson, today not a great holiday.
Yeah, today not good day for oil.
No, yeah, today not a day when the vice president coming. The former vice president is coming.
Yeah. Okay. But
yeah,
I think I can stop you at Dr. Richardson.
Okay. You said so the CDC is promising those who they didn't give jobs to that they will get jobs now. I think that's
that Dr. Richardson. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. That CDC thing funny though. I'm really confused, and I want someone to help us understand. Mobile Model is Mobile Model found his own group campaign team, and the president is forming his campaign team likewise. I'm kind of confused, because today Jeremiah Slantier, we got to put this up also, said that he said he was looking for clarification. Did you see that?
Yes, I read that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are we having one Prince Maxwell in the bag, right?
Yeah. Can you bring him on if he's ready? I see he's in the back.
Prince is on the cell phone. When he's ready, we'll bring him on. He's on the cell phone right now. He's talking to Clarence. He's talking to his stand-up bearer. His stand-up bearer telling him, say, Prince, you are going on Spoon Talk. They tell him, say, Prince, you are going on Spoon Talk. You got to behave, because Faigon will come after you. I don't know what Faigon going after Clarence folks.
Yes.
Yeah, because Faigon is like, oh, Prince coming in darkness again. My man, you got no LEC?
Oh man, my LEC works well. Don't worry.
You cannot dag though. Maybe you can make some adjustment, but we can see you. I mean, I just want you to present Clarence in the light, not in the darkness.
No. Come on. Clarence already in the light. All right. Clarence is the light. Clarence is the light.
Clarence is a light. Hey God. Look at what we're gonna get Dr. Richards. Hey God. About time, my coffee finished, but don't let me go get more coffee.
Come on.
But how you doing, Prince? Welcome to the Spoon Talk, and this is your first time, correct?
Definitely, it's my first time. Thanks so much. I mean, Dr. Richardson and everybody else. I have always watched the show and I've followed the discussion. I like the fact that it's been much more Liberian oriented, focus on making sure that we develop a stable environment for exchange of ideas. So Spoon TV has certainly been developing that democratic ecosystem of communication between Liberians. So, my first time, yes, but it is not my first time listening to Spoon and following the brilliant discussion been going on.
Thank you very much. And also, I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. Let me just squeeze him a little bit. Are you joining us from where?
I am joining you guys from Brussels, close to the capital of the European Union.
All the Clarence mobile people get money. The Clarence said, man, we're in Brussels to join us. Hey, God.
we've always been following. We've always been very, very close. So I've always been following and being close to Spoon TV.
You live in Brussels or you work?
I live and work in Brussels.
Okay,
yes.
That's good. So the internet will not be a problem for you then.
Well, you don't know. It could be a hand of God issue here today. Who knows?
No, it's okay. It's okay. But welcome, man. It's good to have you. We have the spokesperson for the rescue mission, the rescue team, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali the sixth. I don't know who were the first five, but he called himself Muhammad Ali the sixth. I mean, when you coming on the show serious, so somebody made you vest? Mo.
No, I'm not. Yes, I'm sad.
But your sister said don't lie on her.
I heard that.
She said, I can hear that. She said, don't lie on me. After she took Mo all over, she just can't let the guy to sit down. She want to go to this place, that place, and drag the man out. She said, and don't lie on me. We're finna hear you, mama.
I'm not vexed. I'm sad. I'm sad.
Why are you sad? Why?
I lost my auntie this morning.
Oh, wow.
She was the closest to my mother.
My deepest sympathy, Ali.
So that's sad.
Sorry, Mo. Our sympathy to you, man. Yeah. We hope you guys can be strong, and I wish you guys well. Again, our sympathy from the team, Spoon Talk. All right. And I know we'll talk thereafter. Dr. Richardson?
Yeah, I'm sorry, more. So we are waiting for the former vice president to come on, right? He's making a brief appearance today here at Spoon. I'm sure Mo will be uplifted a little bit by that. So I expect him to just come and give us a summary of, his plan for Liberia, anything else he wants to talk about. Mo, is there anything else you want to add? To you, the spokesperson, so I don't want to be doing your job here.
No, you're muted.
So I said there are a few things I wanted to highlight today. And one was the internet issue this morning. I don't know if it was this morning or this afternoon.
Mo, it was, my man, hold on. I know you want to be professional, but that was crazy. You couldn't place a call to Liberia, and everywhere the reporters went to do coverage, everything just went down.
Yeah, for almost 4 hours.
4 hours, yes.
And the thing about it, we've seen the LTA come up with a release. They're saying there was some problem with the internet cable in Ivory Coast. But the confusing thing is that we spoke with people from Orange, and they told us, we will definitely not review our source, but they told us that, some construction work going on, some road construction, and somebody mistakenly cut one of the fiber cables. Someone from Lone Star said there was an issue in Europe with a fiber cable.
Oh.
So, LTA is giving one account. The GSM companies are giving different accounts. Is becoming confusing. And, with all of the theories going around about playing with internet during election period, particularly when opposition figures or opposition parties are having political rallies, they will say they will play with the internet so that the political rallies of opposition parties cannot be covered, so that those outside of Liberia and those who can attend will not be able to watch whatever rallies these political parties are having. It is very, very concerning. And I am speaking on this because it's just very strange for the two networks we have in Liberia, the GSM companies, Lone Star and Orange, to go down at the same time. It's a very difficult thing. We noticed this during the June 7, 2019 protest. All the social media networks were closed down for some reason because they didn't want the protest to be covered. And we are bringing this up because that is also cheating in election, is violation of the people's right to information, and to know what's happening in the country. So if the information coming from LTA with different sources, different information from the GSM company is confusing, the LTA needs to stamp on this, and they need to be very authoritative in what they are saying to ensure that in the future we don't have this, particularly leading to election. This time, it's not like in the 80s. All of the political parties will be depending on the internet to promote their candidates and to promote their political rallies and everything. So if one political party, an opposition party, is having a rally and suddenly internet is down, then it's a problem.
As a matter of fact, before this even happened, we have had a discussion with our stand-up bearer was very concerned about that from the perspective of democratic security as it pertains to elections. He even made mention of that two days ago, and he is preparing his mind around that to approach it to the Liberian people, because we understand that the way information is disseminated in Liberia now is much more from a social media perspective. And it's very, very important that Liberians are able to access the internet. So the internet now in Liberia is now a national security issue, and it needs a national security guarantee for the Liberian people so as to protect the election and democracy. So definitely our student will be talking about that.
Let me ask, you know what, you're right, because this is very concerning. That's what Rich is saying. We are asking folks, people calling, the trial calling to Liberia, placing calls and whatsoever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And these are the problem. Today is the 28th of July. From the ANC CPP camp, what are you guys concerned about, Dr. Richardson? I just received information that those folks, listen, it's not Stanton saying it, but something that have to do with the new guys that are in the country about this election thing. They're trying to do a try and error a situation here. I cannot say it is true, but we got to put it out there. The president have to address this. LTA have to come up more forcefully in addressing this. What say you from your camp, Dr. Richardson?
Obviously, anytime we have an interruption in the internet service in Liberia, it is a security issue. And I also believe that Liberians do not trust the government or other organizations that's supposed to provide the news to them. And so the lack of trust in the government creates another dynamic, another kind of fear about cheating or rigging the election, because we have had these experiences before, you know, when one of the rallies where we had the internet system was disconnected for a moment. It was, you know, to stop people from knowing what was going on in Liberia. So people have that fear. That's what I'm worried about. And I'm sure that Mr. Cummings will be addressing that. I'm sure many of the ANC higher ups are looking at this incident very keenly and following it.
Mo, we heard your VSB speaking today. This is concerning, but let's just a little bit go further into this. What, as a spokesperson for Unity Party Rescue Mission, the entire campaign team, what are some of the things you guys are going to put in place?
Well, on this issue of the internet thing, the first thing we've planned to do is to formally communicate with the LTA to ask them to launch an inquiry into what happened, because it is concerning the release, the very short release they gave there, and given our sources from the various network, the various GSM networks, is difficult to believe as to whether, you know, a cable was caught in Ivory Coast this afternoon. That's why the internet was down in Liberia. I don't know how did that happen, how it affected us. They need to give us a full explanation how the cable cutting in Ivory Coast affected the internet for about 4 hours in Liberia. And we need this explanation because we are going into, or we are almost into, a very critical period of our history. To think that when we are having political rallies, then there are internet blockages and all those kind of blockage and all those kind of things. It's a difficult thing. So we are going to formally communicate with the LTA. They are a public entity. They do not belong to a political party. Even though we have people who are evidently and overtly involved into political party campaigns, heading the LTA, and they are involved. They are commissioners at the LTA, like Israel Akinsaya. They are still accountable to the people, so they need to tell us, and they also need to give us the assurance that we are not going to have a consistent recurrence of some of the things we are seeing with the internet. You know, we were receiving calls this morning. You know, what's wrong with the UP program? We're not seeing any pictures, nothing going on. Initially, the information we were getting that the internet, the network system was bad because of the heavy downpour of rain. And then later on, we got to know that it wasn't because of the downpour of rain. It was because there was, you know, some blockage on the internet all over the country. So we will make a formal representation to the LTA so that they can give the Liberian people a comprehensive explanation of what went wrong today.
Correct. So let me bring in, I beg you, Maxwell, is there any way you can help us with your lighting situation? You are ready, Dak, and it will help us better. But Dr. Richardson will be back. Jerry Gibson is joining us. He's on his way home. We're going to have Mame. He will be joining us. Daniel Sano, Mempa Kou Gondo, and the former Deputy Minister Eugene Lamin Faigon. I also believe that either Fadika or that of Woolsey will be joining us tonight. We're going to have a wonderful show, and we can say to you folks that the Honorable Joseph Yiman Boakai will be making a very brief appearance on Spoon Talk tonight. Please get your popcorn ready. His trip to the United States, we will be discussing his trip here to the United States. Joseph Yiman Boakai will be making a very brief appearance here tonight. Something I just very surprising to Mo Ali and myself. We just received the information. I don't know about it. The team in Minnesota decided to call on Dr. Richardson and the team here on Spoon Talk to say His Excellency Jose Yimabwaika will be giving a brief remark.
To be honest, I was really shocked just now when Dr. Richardson announced it.
Yeah, Dr. Richardson announcing it, right? Imagine Dr. Richardson is announcing it.
I have absolutely no idea about this arrangement and everything. So, but
yeah, he would be.
Okay. It's okay. We should always be prepared for that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is that over? Here's my take. Mo, talk to me. How far have JMB come? How far? The situation right now in Minnesota. His trip to New Jersey, Newark. He's in Minnesota. He went to Rhode Island. Give us a little overview of what you know.
All right. So he embarked.
That's good, Prince. That's really good. Thank you.
He embarked at the airport here in New Jersey and spent 2 days in New Jersey. And at the hotel where he was lodging, he received lots of supporters, which was not actually planned for, but well, that happened. People trooped in at the hotel to have conversation with him. And then he went to what's the place name? Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, yep. Where they had supporters of Joe Boakai had a little program in commemoration of the 26th celebration. And he was the keynote speaker there on 26th date. So the 27th, he went to Minnesota. In Minnesota, he is going to have, as I'm aware, he should be having a town hall meeting with supporters. Then on the 30th, that's on the 29th. On the 30th, he will attend the wedding ceremony of his granddaughter, and then he should be coming back on this. He also has 2 meetings there, one with the state senator, some Hollis, I think his name is Hollis or something, I can't quite remember it, and then the mayor of Brooklyn Park, and then he will come back on this side. It is expected that he might be having a meeting with the Secretary of Agriculture for the state of Delaware. But that is still being discussed, yes, to see if it will fit with his schedule. But basically, that's a summary of what I am aware of.
We can't hear you. You muted. Oh, it looks like Stanton is talking to somebody else. So thank you, Mo, for giving us detail of the president's visit here, the president, the vice president.
You're not making mistake, or that the second.
Former vice president. Former vice president.
You're not making mistake, the president.
That's a huge.
That's a prophetic.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Come on.
It cannot be. Listen, it cannot be a mistake because
come on, Ali, that's a mistake.
No, that's a second time. No, that's a second time. That's Richardson's second time.
You said that before. That is not my second time.
The first time on the show. The first time on the show, she called him vice president, so he's the vice president. Okay.
No, but it's okay to have this kind of opposition making this kind of mistake. It's confirmation. If you believe the Bible, right? Left and death lies in the no, left and death. No, the Bible said left and death lies in the power of the tongue. What you say, what you profess, that why we come to pass.
Stinton, that's a cheap talk. Come on, man.
Not because the woman you call Clarence name, you won't get fed by.
That cheap talk over there.
Look at your friend Jerry. Sooner you hear that JB coming, you will fly coming on the show.
They're saying that when we have a Freudian slip, like calling, whoever president, that means that it's going to come to pass.
But go ahead, we'll talk to us. We'll just wait for you. Finish announcing JMB victory. We'll wait for you.
No, I'm not announcing GMB victory. I believe strongly in the democratic process. We are going to wait until October 10th when the election is over, all the votes are counted, and then whose victory will be announced. At this point, I'm not going to say, GMB is ahead of anybody. Maybe more Ali then can want to believe that, but I also believe in the principle of statistics as well.
They think people go way to London School of Economics. They can't say the woman made a mistake. somebody by the name of Prince Maxwell. We finished reading about him.
Stanton, really. I mean, okay. Let's call spade a spade. She said the first time she said vice president. So why didn't we take that at face value then? More here looking for cheap shot. That's all it is.
Public defender.
More out. Then I'll be defending you soon.
My public defender.
Then I'll be defending you soon, more.
Let's bring in Jero. Jero, thank you for joining us. Jero, let's hear you first. Talk to us about what happened in the country today, about this internet stuff.
I remember some time ago, the Eugene Nangbe was information minister, and he told the world on the BBC interview and VOA interview that due to the protest at the time, I think Mo Ali and others organized that protest, if I'm not mistaken, but due to the protest and the high volume of internet and social media activities, the government of Liberia told the Lone Star and the other networks to shut down the internet. So if they did it for the first time and admitted and the public descended on them very heavily, and if it happens again, I believe it is doing it on our hand. They see the high level of internet use and the high volume of social media outposts. And so probably they are doing it surreptitiously to get their way. But I don't have all the details yet. And I don't know if you guys have all the details. We'd like to know exactly what really went on. It's possible that it can be an outage from the internet providers. It's possible there are multiple internet providers in Liberia, but not everyone is subscribing with them. For me, I'm subscribing with Celcom, Orange.
So, Gibson, the LTA issue a statement, and in our statement, they say some fiber cable was cut in Ivory Coast, in Cote d'Ivoire. That's why we had.
I don't believe that, because the fiber cable has not.
I will send the statement to Stanton so he can put it. I'll put it.
Yes. I'd like to read that. But Mo, you and I know that the fiber cable from Ivory Coast are not taking.
But halfway, you don't just believe something. You say you're waiting for the people to send a statement. They put send a statement, they say I'm believing. So just from the beginning, just say you don't believe anything the government will say, because
I don't believe anything they say.
You know, the poor guy is released back home in that place operating as we're hearing. But folks, we want to say thank you for joining us. Please be informed that His Excellency Joseph Boakai, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, His Excellency Standard Bearer of Unity Party, will be appearing on the Spoon Talk briefly. Okay, I don't know how long it would be, but JMB is right now in Minnesota. We were asking Mo Ali to give us overview. We are seeing pictures and videos from states representatives met and those he will be meeting further. We will be sharing this information with you. One signal from the former Deputy Information Minister Eugene Lamy Faigon. Once they are ready, we'll bring them live. Again, the Ambassador, His Excellency JNB Joseph Boakai, Standard Bearer of Unity Party, will pass through Spoon Talk tonight from Minnesota, the United States of America. Your expectation, Prince? Your first time on the show. Where is Prince? Oh, Prince left. Dr. Richardson, what are your expectations? JNB passing through.
Well, I expect that he's going to tell us, his plans for moving Liberia forward. He's going to give us a summary of, why he wants to run for president. Those are the things I suspect that he will be.
Oh, he already did that. Why will he go back and do that again? More, is that why he coming to tell people why he running for president? I thought we passed that already, though.
But Dr. Richardson, I thought he said the man come and talk about his trip.
Then you want Charles back as a why he passed as president again?
The trip that you're gonna go visit, or he's supposed to
visit. I send the LTA statement to you when he can.
Please do not interrupt me. I was just saying something. So the trip that you're gonna go visit, agriculture secretary in Delaware, that just personal trip, it has nothing to do with him being running for president.
But okay, then Moadi handle that. I'm not the spokesperson for UP. Moadi, please go ahead.
Well, when the meeting happens, then we'll let you know.
No, because that's why I thought you were going to come talk about here. Then what you going to come talk about here? How you going to go to a niece wedding?
Yeah.
Okay, but then I'll be listening to you. Tell me about this. You tell me.
Hey, you ask questions.
Prince Maxwell. Well, what
I'm back.
I mean, you back on the show. JMB is passing through. He gonna be briefly talk to us. Your expectation, the former vice president. What you expect of his person on Spoon tonight?
Well, I expect him to be accountable to Liberian people. I expect him to be accountable to Liberian people. I will expect him to lay out his vision, and we'll definitely poke hole into that vision because we know how distorted and disjointed they are. Definitely. We expect him to be truthful. That's one of the most important thing. We expect him to, the Liberian people would expect the former vice president to speak to the fact that he has been able somehow to raise very unscrupulous company around him. We will want to know why he's dealt himself such a hand. The Liberian people also want to know because there are certain aspects of Boakai's life that is now an issue of national security to the Liberian people, especially in terms of his health. We will want to know the truth about that and his constant trip to the U.S. I know fully well that there's been many canvas conversation about Boakai going to the U.S. for a visit, to raise funds, to organize conversation, but we also know fully well that recently Henry Costa, who was once upon a time an inner circle member of the Boakai's team, came out clearly to Liberian people and told Liberian people that canvas trip that the vice president usually goes on into America has always been a cover for going for his medical trips. So we know that now. We know the truth behind that because we cannot say that Boakai is lying. That has never been, Costa is lying. That's never been refuted by the United Party or the Boakai's team. So we want him to come up clearly to Liberian people and speak to that. We also want to know from the Boakai's people as to how they intend to deal with the youth. We know fully well that Boakai has completely lost his understanding of where the youth are in Liberia right now. I'm sorry that people like Mo Ali is still, on Boakai's cocktail for whatever reason,
But Mo Ali, that youth?
Of course.
No.
Let's just. Listen, guys.
Of course.
Listen. Please listen, guys. Listen. A lot of folks want us to have JMB. What he's about to say, I don't know. None of us on this program know. But I gave ourselves the time of 2 minutes because I believe he got 11 minutes to appear on the show tonight. All right. He will be coming. That will be 5 p.m. Eastern time, the United States. That will be 9 p.m. Liberian time. So I will give you another 30 seconds for you to wrap up, Prince. And again, you are free. This is the Spoon Talk where we will not sanction anyone, but we'll just give ourselves the time to speak. You have 30 seconds, Prince.
All right, so that's basic. That's the basic foundation of what I think the Liberian people want to know from the former vice president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then, Gibson, can you come in? Dr. Richardson and Mo will take us home as we get closer to the term.
First of all, let me say I have a great admiration and respect for Mo Ali, even though he attacks me sometimes, but I still do. I think he's a team player. I think people like that, we need to encourage them in our community. Even though whatever happens in the party, whatever they do to him, he stays around. They gave him another option. He continued with his job. Mo Ali, I think I should like to respect you for that, and I want you to continue on that. I'm not sure if Ambassador Boakai is going to stay long. Maybe that 11 minutes may not even finish because I will have the feeling that his handlers will pull him away. Once the hard question.
No. I'm saying we got 11 minutes to bring him on. not 11 minutes on the show.
So I
yes,
hope,
I don't know how long he would take.
Stanley, I have a lot of questions, but unfortunately, I can't ask some questions tonight. It's not a one-on-one. So I will pick my best 4 questions, first and second round. And we want to know, first of all, we want to show him respect. Let hold that truth here. We want to show him respect. We're addressing the most respectful manner, even because my candidate come here, I would like other people to respect him. And so we will show him absolute deference as a statesman, as a leader, opinion leader, as a former vice president of our country. We show him the respect. If we have a question to ask and we ask the question and it sounds differently, I want people to know that there's nothing intentional to bring any public disrepute to Ambassador Boakai tonight. But we intend to make sure that we choose our words carefully and ask the question. It may be hard, it may be tough, but it will be asked in the most respectful way. And I think the former vice president deserves to be heard and deserves to speak to his people. And I think this is the biggest platform that he has a chance to speak to his people. And so I'm open to seeing. There are so many questions. Like I said, first of all, I want to start with a little one, very little one. How did he allow people to park vehicle in front of his gates? And his
come on, man. Is that the question? Sorry.
That's my question.
All right. Thank you. Let's move to Dr. Richardson.
Stand, I know how to pull you out of your shell. So you see, that's the way to do it. I'm a journalist. I can tell people I got a lot of strategy to pull you out of your shell. Look, I want to ask a very simple question. Ambassador Boakai, are you aware that your security people are parking cars right in front of your gate across the road and right in front of your fence, and they are receiving $150, $200 for cars that are parked there? Let him say no, let him say yes. If he say yes, why is he allowing that? Is he endangering his own security? I also want to ask
Becky Gibson, we got to move on. Again, thank you, Dr. Richardson. Can you come in with your 2 minutes? Folks, we got to respect this.
I don't know. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I reduce your 2 minutes to a minute 30 seconds. Let's go.
I expect that the vice president will give us the opportunity to ask him questions because he's going to be facing Liberians. Someday he's going to be actually asking them to vote for him. So he should be able to answer Liberians' question. I'm going to wait for him to come. I don't want to preempt because I know Moali and Stanton very well. They're trying to solicit our questions that we're going to be asking the vice president so they can be, this is heads up, so he's watching so he can know exactly what to ask him. So I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to ask him or what I'm not going to ask him. I have my question in my head. But what I want to talk about, is something too related to him and I think related to Moali. Oftentimes when we compare, when we actually question Boakai's role in the Senate, okay, I always get, he was not a parked car. He was only working according to the Constitution. So, and then there's a comparison that people make to Tolbert and Tubman. And so what I wanted to say is that, the 1951, when Tolbert became vice president to Tubman, Liberia was a different place. In fact, Liberia only had a one-party state. Liberia was a one-party state. When Elliot and Boakai took over, it was a multi-party state. So to make that comparison, like, Tolbert didn't do anything, and so Boakai, is kind of almost the same kind of vice president as he is, I think it's not a supportive argument. It's a weak argument because, by 2006, when Ellen was elected, the world was a different place, Women could participate in politics. The indigenous people of Liberia could participate. Prior to 1951, they couldn't participate. And secondly, Ellen had lived abroad. She knew the workings of government from a Western point of view as well. So in that, she saw, I'm finished, I'm going to end. In that case, she was able to see how the role of the vice president, how it has evolved. So I just wanted to point that out there to Moali, then, who always tell me, what did Tubman do? What if Tubman wasn't your vice? He didn't do anything until he became president. So Moali, that's for you.
Thank you very much. Before bringing more Ali folks again, we want to say, please sit back, relax. We will be bringing in the former Vice President Joseph Yema Boakai, the standard bearer of Unity Party. He will be passing through, making a brief stop on Spoon Talk tonight. Once we get a signal from the former Deputy Information Minister Eugene Lame Faigon on the team in Minnesota, we will be bringing them through. Again, this is a brief stop on Spoon Talk. We discuss further the vice president trip to the United States, the coming up plans, engagement about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the way forward. We also going to also talk about the rescue mission as they open their campaign headquarters today. We also want to talk about those national issues, but special edition on the Spoon Talk, Ambassador Joseph Yema Boakai will be passing through tonight. Moadi, can you give us an overview? You heard from your folks, your fellow panelists. Let's start.
You know, the first thing I will start up with, for anyone to want to contest for the presidency of our country, that person must be very knowledgeable, and they must be able to answer the critical questions.
Mo, is that sound from you? Is that your cell phone going off? Can you help us, please?
Oh,
Thank you.
All right. The person must be able to answer the critical questions relating to the country's development, its economic and stuff. But when you have people like Prince coming on the show with a conceived, disrespectful mindset, oh, we know the man is disjointed, we know the man, then don't ask questions, my brother. Just say that. You know, when Eugene Faigon says on this show that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has planted people, particularly in the race to attack Joseph Boakai, people doubt it, but these are some of the Ellen fanboys behind what he named, that little no Monoba or Manoba, whatever his name is. And so we will expect the level of disrespect for these kind of people to increase. Anybody, any political leader appear on this show, I will have a conversation in the most civil manner. If you know the man, this gentleman, people, I don't know why youth, people like Mo Ali, I'm older than you, Prince. I'm not youth. I'm not one of those who go about putting youth behind you the rest of your life. I'm not some of the foolhardy young persons who just go behind someone. Like you've been brainwashed to be behind Moniba to attack Joseph Boakai. I'm not like that. I've been a member of the Unity Party since 1997. And I am still committed to the UP. When you work in the Ellen government, you work there at the behest of Ellen. And even out of the Ellen government, you still work at the behest of Ellen. You do not see country first. You see people's personal interest. So you guys are the brainwashed ones who go about doing things. I'm not brainwashed. Today, the Unity Party goes to convention and they vote Joseph Boakai out through the process that we usually go through and elect another standard bearer. I will come on the show and any other platform and propagate that standard bearer because I know the rigorous processes we go through to elect our standard bearer. And so we approach the conversation with respect. You can ask all your tough questions. You may think they are tough questions, but they may be some of the easiest questions to answer. If anybody who cannot answer the tough questions relating to Liberia's development, the economy, the youth, that person do not deserve to be president. We all agree to that. But when you come with the level of disrespect that you are already started showing, then we will be compelled to respond to you. I expect us to have a conversation with the former vice president, the standard bearer of the Unity Party. I expect you people to ask all of your tough questions that you think you can ask. He is always prepared to answer questions. That is the reason why he's contesting. If somebody will serve as vice president for 12 years, serve as agriculture minister, serve as LPMC managing director, serve as managing director for LPRC, It cannot still understand the problems of the country. It cannot still understand the problems the young people are faced with. I wouldn't be beyond such person. But because I know the understanding level of this man and how he intends to approach the problems of the country, that's why I'm supporting him, other than being the standard bearer of the UP. But of course, the UP has a set system through which we drill our candidates. And so when somebody is elected, that person has better be prepared, because it is the preparedness that show their electability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Again, is there anything else? We will hold our weapons that after the VP is gone, then we will discuss the issue. But let's talk about Liberia, because I'm receiving information that the VP is setting up to come. It's just 5 o'clock here. That will be 4 o'clock in Minnesota, 9 o'clock in Liberia. In the next 5 to 6 minutes, we'll be having the Ambassador Jose Boakai on the Spoon Talk. I am very, very humble and pleased that the ambassador will be passing through. And we want to hear more about his trip, his mission to the United States, and the way forward when he go back. Mo, real quick, you were in Rhode Island. What's the activities? I mean, the purpose of the engagement when you went to Rhode Island, Mo. Can you just?
So basically, it was an independent celebration, organized mainly by the JMB supporters there. It was a quick preparation because the standard bearer was spending the night over there with his friend 2 nights, and so they thought that they were already planning their celebration. So they said, well, since the former vice president is here, we could ask him to be the keynote speaker. And so that was the major event in Rhode Island.
Okay. Is there any campaign fundraiser going on in Minnesota? What's the way forward? What's the engagement for this weekend?
I will say this again, and I will say this again. As a spokesperson of the campaign, I am not officially aware of any campaign fundraiser. I have said over and over, we've set up a mechanism through which people are asked, those who want to support the campaign, to donate to the campaign. The former Auditor General, John Molu, has set up an online system which is proving very, very effective to campaign fundraising, and people are clicking onto it. They are contributing. I will encourage Liberians in and out of Liberia who want to contribute to the campaign to go through this system, because when you contribute, it captures how much you contribute, and it's also stated what you've contributed to, whether it is for pool washing or it is for general logistics for the campaign. It also captures how much you have contributed. And this
Mo, I gotta interrupt you, Mo. I gotta interrupt you. Your stand-up bearer, the Ambassador Jose Boakai, is in the back. Once I receive the signal, I am seeing him right now. The ambassador is ready to appear on Spoon Talk. And Mo, I would definitely ask you to welcome the ambassador. Let me reach out to the team, make sure that they are 100% set. Then we can bring in the ambassador. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spoon Talk. Spoon Talk is moderated by Stanton, but wholly 100% by Dr. Francine Chinwe Richardson. This is her program and the people's program. Again, you will say Dr. Richardson from CPP, but she has pledged her loyalty to Spoon Talk to give the Liberian people what they deserve. Therefore, this program is actually being moderated by Dr. Richardson. Again, we are all panelists on the show. Though she may come from CPP ANC, but it is what it is. We are for the Liberian people. The ambassador is ready. I'm trying to just confirm that we can bring him on. Once I receive this, I would be 100% pleased to bring in Ambassador Jose Boakai. Dr. Richardson, please take it away. Let me place this phone call real quick. Let me take this. Dr. Richardson, I'm sorry, you're muted. We couldn't hear you. I have to come back on. You are muted. Yes, sorry for that. Ambassador is ready, ladies and gentlemen, in Liberia, in radio line, on the internet, wherever you may find yourself, Europe, America, Asia, or the entire 17th continent. Again, the entire 17th continent, if we ever have a 17th continent, we are pleased to present to you the ambassador, the standard bearer of the Unity Party, the ambassador that served 12 years as vice president, work in governmental services and private services as well. We are pleased to now bring you in, you the Liberian people. Please share this podcast. Go into our chat room, invite your friends. Ambassador Joseph Yema Boakai, standard bearer of Unity Party, on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stan, and Dr. Shinaway, and the members of the panel. We want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak to you from the United States. As a matter of fact, I'm in Minnesota, and I want to thank you all for this opportunity. My being on the program this afternoon from here is just to say a big thank you to the rescue team for inaugurating our new facilities, campaign facilities. And I want to say a special thank you to Molly Camara, who gave us the building, and for all of our people that went there to do the cleanup, including our rescue mother, Senator Yambli Kanga Lawrence, and also the rescue to the Honorable Jeremiah Cancun, Prince Moy, the campaign manager. We also noticed that Jim Barney was there among them, Speaker Tyler, and also the rescue aunt, Magdala Cooper, and the senator from Bapulu County, Senator Boto, all of our special and newly enlisted members, including today I heard the members of ALP that came on board, and District 9. District 9 took the initiative to launch the cleanup campaign. We want to thank them. We want to thank all of our partisans of the Unity Party and our collaborating partners for the job well done. We want to say to the Liberian people and all of those who took the time to go, wish them well, and to participate in the opening of the facilities. We want to thank them. We want to say also a happy Independence Day to all of us in Liberia, and for celebrating this day, whatever it is, but for your resilience and all of what you've gone through, but you will still spend the time to say thank God for our Independence Day. I want to thank you all, Spoon, for the courageous effort you have made to make sure the Liberian people are kept informed in spite of all the challenges. We want to thank you. We ask God blessing upon all of you. May God continue to strengthen us and to make our country safe. Thank you again.
Wow, we want to say thank you, Ambassador. Thank you very much for, again, we are very humble. We are very humble to have you. We are very humble to listen to you. We know that you are passing through. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Is there anything else after you have given thanks to everyone? But here we are, your mission in Minnesota. Real quick, can you give us an overview? Because we are seeing pictures. You met state senators and mayor. Can you just talk to us briefly?
My arrival here has been a very busy time. I arrived in Newark. A lot of Liberians turned up to wish us well. And we went on to
to Rhode Island. And immediately when I got there that evening, they asked me to be the orator for the July 26th anniversary, the 176th anniversary. We did that, and the next day we left, and we came here. And last evening when we arrived here, we had the Liberians and foreign friends went to the airport to meet us, came here and spent a lot of time. I'm happy for the Liberian community here. Today we were able to meet the state senator, the mayor of this city, and the staff, and we are happy to find out that Liberians here were living at peace, and we encourage the senator and the city mayor to continue to work with us. You know, to the extent that here before, I had received a fire truck from here for Liberia, and also I was even awarded the firefighter's helmet, which is right in my office. So there's a great relationship between Liberia, Brooklyn Park, and Britain Center. And we are very happy for the appeal that we made here some years ago in the interest of Liberians for the TPS extension. And we know that some benefit have been generated from it. But we just want to say to all of the people here, I am here particularly to participate in my granddaughter's wedding, the shower this evening, and the Liberian community also will be having a program this evening. I'm going to participate, but by the 30th, we'll be taking part in the wedding. And I even have a visitor here from the UK, my usual friend, Reverend Trevor Cockins, who used to send a lot of items to Liberia through me for distribution. He took upon himself. He has one of the biggest charity foundations, his church, and he was even recently decorated by the Queen before she passed. Cockins flew all the way here. We live in the same hotel to attend the wedding with me. I want to thank God for the opportunity to be here at this time. This is our first granddaughter in the family who is getting married. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ambassador. Again, we want to say congrats. You're going to be celebrating 51 years in this thing they call marriage. With your beautiful
I almost forgot about that.
51 years, wow.
After that number of years, you start forgetting. On the 29th, tomorrow will be 51 years.
We want to say congrats to your beautiful wife. We want to say thank you very much for hanging on, and thank you very much for passing through. We know your details telling us right now that you guys are about to step out of the hotel to a program. We just thought we were going to hold you on for more questions, but we said thank you. It's a good thing that you joined us. We'll discuss later, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Jude. Thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Folks, we just want to just say it again. They said briefly, it's briefly. Jeru, they are going to the program. There's 414 in Minnesota, and they wanted him to stop by to say thanks to the rescue team. Yeah, we are. But I think it is what it is. Y'all take away, Jeru, and we'll be bringing more Ali, Dr. Richardson, and that of Prince Maxwell. But I think I'm hearing someone that is very strong, someone that is in strong spirit. The photos we're receiving, we're about to share those photos right now. Folks he met, senators, mayors, and his friend from Great Britain. We will be sharing their engagement. But again, Jeru, here we are. Ambassador appear on Spoon. Help body-wise, what are you saying? He's sharp, celebrating 51 years of his wedding anniversary, 51 years. Talk to me, man. You're muted, Gibson.
I'm not really bothered about the brief stay. I mean, politically, that was a smart thing that the GMB team did to pull him away because he came for something else in the States. He came to Merrimack, and probably Spoon Talk will have a lot of questions. If I were in a same situation, politically, media-wise, PR-wise, I would put my candidate away because
So you think that these guys, they're having some smart people that around him now to say appear briefly, say thanks to your supporter, let them know where you are strong, you are moving, you are healthy, there's nothing about hospital, there's nothing about sickness, speak to the nation. And a lot of Liberians joining us right now. We call it a smart move on the campaign and the media team. That was a smart breakthrough, correct?
That was a smart breakthrough for the media team. However, Stanton, if this was like a program that is paid for by JMB or a press conference or a press briefing, and you say, well, there'll be no question because he controls the time, he controls the event, and so I would have done the same thing. But if you choose to come on a show that has panelists of different ideological leaning, and you know they're going to ask questions, however smart it is, it leaves a lot of questions in the mind of people. Because there are some people that we represent, Stanton. All the questions you ask, you think you are just asking your own question. All the questions that Mohali asked, or even Dr. Richardson asked, they're not just asking for themselves. There are people who have this question in their hearts, in their mind. They want to really ask JMB those questions, but they don't have the ability to even come on the show or to even type a message and people read them. And so they will expect that we will be the one that will ask those questions for them. For them today, it will be a disappointment because they didn't have the time for JMB to respond to some of these burning questions. For me,
let me say this because we will come back. Yeah.
From the PR perspective, Stanton, I would have done the same thing.
I am surprised because it's coming from you, Jero. You've been in the media business, but again, Jacob Akodi, Eugene Lamy Faigon, something different about this appearing tonight briefly. But listen, we got to be very smart. Mo Ali, before we go to Dr. Richardson, I'm keeping her for last because I'm seeing destruction in her eyes right now. I'm seeing that she's coming with that fire. But before we go to Dr. Richardson, let me come to you, then we'll go to Prince Maxwell. Mo Ali, were you part of this setup? Because it's one of the smarter things ever I have seen. Like they are protecting the standard bearer, but he coming up strong. And what they are giving us is only information, and the people are buying into it. For Jacob Akodi to sit there and we'll show the picture, for Eugene Lamy Faigon to design this thing. But then the overall, Jose Iman Boakai came out very strong, sharp, like as always. So talk to me.
So the thing is, Stanton, it's not that people are protecting the standard bearer. It's not that they are shying away from the media. But like he himself stated, the primary object of his visit to Minnesota is to attend his granddaughter's wedding. And you already see, this is the first granddaughter in the family that is getting married. And I am not sure he is going to compromise that because he flew thousands of miles away from Liberia to come here to attend that program. And the how they call it, the shower is about now. I'm not sure he was going to stay away from it because somebody is disappointed. There are 3 months away from now. We will have him on the show, and Gibson and everyone will ask all of the tough questions the thing they have. Just keep preparing your questions. Ambassador Boakai will appear on the show fully prepared to answer them. And so he came back to everybody. Thank you. He praised Dr. Richardson a lot for holding her ground on the show. Of course, Dr. Richardson.
I never heard that.
No, he called you. He said Dr. Chino was.
No, he called you. He called your name.
No, I did, but I didn't hear him praising anything.
No, he did. I mean, when somebody said thank you for the show and everything, I thought he was actually, praising you for holding your ground and the entire team. And so prepare yourself. He will come back on this show. Once the time is appropriate, he's back in the country. We'll ensure that he's back here and he will be fully prepared to answer all of your questions. Your question about what he did when he was vice president and what he will do when he's president, everything he will answer them.
I am shocked, Dr. Richardson. I know you coming last. I'm saying that Minister Faigon is coming to add. I'm receiving a lot of information from folks in Minnesota, that they are expecting the JMB team, including JMB, to attend one of the program tonight. But I will allow Faigon to speak on it. And tomorrow there will be another program. Sunday will be the wedding, and Monday will be this big town hall. Again, before I bring in Maxwell, Jiru, let me come back to you. 30 seconds, my brother. What's changed right now? Is JMB team being reshuffled? The presentation here, they've been very careful in moving JMB in this new dimension to present him that, listen, we will make no mistake. And they do not want to make any error whatsoever. Can you talk to me on that line? Because I'm seeing it, though.
Look, I got to be honest. I got to be fair, okay? I'm a journalist and I know what PR means. I can't come here and say what they have done is damnable. No, it's not. If you feel like your candidate or your political leader is not in the frame of mind to answer certain questions or to face a lot of questions and he has obligations to do other things, the smart way to do is to let him deliver a statement and leave. I understand that. If Councilor Gonglo was in the same situation and he doesn't have time to answer questions because of the pressing situation, I would have done the same thing. I'm not going to beat in on the JMB or media team for that, because from the perspective of the media, for PR, that's a smart thing they did. And if they continue to do that, a lot of people will have their question remain in their stomach and the election will be over. That I can be sure of. Like I said, the only contrast, and I have to state the contrast because people expect us to say them. The only contrast is there are so many people who like to hear from him through the Spoon TV. And you say you're going to come back. Mo Ali's promise you're going to come back. Fine. I'm not going to take Mo Ali promise for that for tonight because he's been here. He never bring him yet. So I'm not going to take the promise. But I hope it happens. But look, Stanton, you have
real quick. I got to bring Prince. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, real quick.
Let Prince come on. I'm good.
Go ahead, Prince. Go ahead, Prince.
Okay. Well, for me, it was expected. I mean, this is a playbook, right? This is the PR playbook. This is schoolyard kind of thing. Boakai was never going to answer a question on this media because it's not a properly set up and guided platform based on the fact that his team it's just a rush through. So definitely he was going to be guided to get out. But so from my perspective, from our side, it was expected. Just to the issue of his 51 years. Let me just say this. Congratulations to the former vice president for 51 years of marriage. That's a milestone. I hope that my colleague here, Mo Ali, can understand that I have served the former vice president before distinctly and with distinction. I have great respect and admiration for him. And each and every person here, I know fully well, do respect the vice president. So that idea of injecting the concept of disrespect, it doesn't fit in any way in my court. I've served the vice president and his family when I served the government of Liberia with distinction. So that cannot be applied to my rigorous concern and question that I would like to put to the vice president. Also, the idea of me and my stand-up bearer, his Dr. Clarence Moniba, being planted by Ellen Johnson Saliva, whosoever there is just garbage politics. All right. I would just simply say that. If anybody who know me, know Clarence, if you cannot attack Clarence based on Clarence's credential and his credibility and his integrity, don't bring that up. That's just garbage politics. And you should be ashamed to even say that. That a young man, it's almost like saying that, in fact, I will go as far as saying that's just simply a brain fork thinking, right? When you don't have anything to say other than saying Clarence was planted by who? By himself, by his own aspiration, by his own concern for the young people of Liberia and the Liberian people, by the fact that Liberia has been withering in the storm for many, many years and swimming in the sea of corruption and lack of integrity and bad reputation. and bad governance. That's the reason why Clarence is absolutely involved in this road to find a redemption point for Liberian people. It's not because anyone has spoken to him or has given him anything. Clarence has been very clear from day one. So the idea that someone will come up and say, plant it, it's just garbage politics. And I think that Boakai's campaign team need to go back into the house and find a better way to come out to attack Clarence as opposed to bringing such lame argument. And especially to bring it to me as what a fact, which it doesn't even apply. Also, I would say that this is the national issue we are discussing here. With all due respect to His Excellency, the former Vice President, Joseph Boakai, I cannot, and I will be a fool if I would say I will hold the armor of old age over His Excellency, former Excellency. I have to ask him tough questions because the young people of Liberia will need to know absolutely that Boakai is also fit to be president. And if he's not fit, we need to know that. That's the reason why. Also to the issue of youth. I think I've known Mo Ali for a very, very long time. He and I had never been personally connected, but we've swum in the same circle for a very, very long time and have shown him the utmost respect. As a matter of fact, Mo can never put his hands up and say, Maxwell says something negative about me. So it's a shame that he will come up here right now and take a shot at me when I simply say the word youth. Of course, he and myself in the same age group, we are all 40 plus years old. So of course, we are youthful in terms of our leadership of the country. Unfortunately, he misunderstood that and decided to run the road of the regular UP garbage politics of running amok. The second thing is that we need to understand that Boakai is held to public scrutiny, just the same way as my candidate, Dr. Clarence Monimba, is held to public scrutiny. So I will not relent in scrutinizing every aspect of the Boakai's team and Boakai's policy. Thank you.
You use your whole 2 minutes on Mo Ali alone.
And again, we want to say, folks, you just joining us, Prince Maxwell is the new addition from the Clarence Monimba camp. He will be representing.
So we got to protest. He
will be representing Lennon on the show. We want to say again, you are welcome, Prince. And this is the Spoon Talk where you are free to speak and to speak in defense of your candidate and speak on behalf of the Liberian people. We welcome you. Dr. Richardson, before I bring in Kowu and Eugene, who personally in Minnesota, let's hear from you.
You know, I expected the vice president to have a political stunt here today. That's why I think initially when Jeru and Prince were planning their question, I kind of said, you know, I know Mo Ali and Stanton, they were up to something.
Why you put me in this thing?
Yeah, I mean,
I know nothing about it. Listen, the people say.
I think I worked with you guys long enough to kind of see what you guys are up to.
So you know me.
Well, I know
you. Instead of knowing Faigon, you know me. That Faigon you should know.
I know. I kind of predicted that you guys were going to just have him come on just for publicity, as you wanted to do, Stanton. You kept on saying, well, he looks strong. He presents himself well. And those are all your publicity talk. Okay. But, you know, I expect that a vice president should be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, especially if you want to be a president for the Republic of Liberia. And in this case, I would like to agree with Prince Maxwell that, you know, the vice president has to be programmed. He has to be structured in order to answer a question. He has to be rehearsed in order to answer a question. He can't do it.
Is that what Prince said?
In so many words, that's what he said. He can't do an impromptu question and answer period. So I was like really worried that he was not going to be able to do this here. But, you know, the job of a president, you know, is very complex. It's difficult. It's not an easy job. You have to be able to solve, especially in the case of our country, you have to be able to solve problems. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to solve complex problems. So, you know, this indicates to me that we have some problems in this area. As you stated, Stanton, that the former vice president was trying to be protected.
Thank you very much. I don't know, you put all this thing on me. Let me bring in Kwawu and Eugene Way. Give us a total overview of what just happened. I believe the Liberian people joining us, over 7,000 of them right now. Right now, they are following this program and they are sharing their own thoughts and ideas. We want to say thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Sister Kwawu?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, my co-panelists. Good afternoon to our loyal viewers. Without you, this show would not be here. And a big welcome to you, Prince Maxwell from the Lino. It's nice sharing the platform with you. You bring that energy and everything that we would need when the train shall have arrived. When we start to incorporate people from all walks of life. It's a good thing to have heard the old man, speak on the Spoon platform today. I don't want to go into answering people whose Kennedy have never appeared here before. And he appeared for a reason. He's a national leader. He came to say thank you to the thousands.
But who candidate have never appeared now? Because we have received everybody. Who candidate have never appeared? No, I'm asking you a serious question. Who have never appeared on Spoon? Who?
Stanton, let me lay it fair to me.
Go ahead.
He appeared to say thank you, acknowledge his many supporters who turned out today to the opening of the office. And a special acknowledgement to our rescue mother, the Honorable Yombli Kanga Lawrence, the rescue tool, the entire rescue team, Madam Magdala Cooper, and all of those who worked to make sure that the office was open, but most especially to the men and women, the boys and girls who left everything. Some of them walked by line. They went there today. We did not have all the publicity we anticipated due to technical problems that the LTA will need to explain to us later. But he just came on here to say thank you as a humble leader. Dr. Richardson, my dear sister, you say we're worried associated with the former vice president. We do not worry that he will be managed. That let not your heart be troubled. The old man is ready.
God, believe also
the old man is ready. And after October 10, he will take on the mantle of leadership. He will be leading our country and he will be bringing us all together to ensure that the new Liberia is ready in terms of agriculture, in terms of unity, in terms of building, development, infrastructure, and, accountability, the rule of law. So we understand sometimes the vigor, we understand the frustration. It is not easy when you're working so hard. Some of these political parties, not those who just come in this year, some of them, like the ANC, have worked so hard over the years. And to not be able to outpace us can be frustrating. Sometimes we get it. But we're all one people. I like to say we are more aligned than we are divided as an opposition. And once that time comes, there's room on the train. And even if you are not on the train, when the train makes it at a destination, the JB big tent is there. We will all work together. Let us focus on what the government is not doing. The old man, I just left him, has room for all of you talented people, even in the opposition. If it were not so, I would not be telling you. But it's a good thing to have you, Mr. Maxwell. Welcome, Dr. Richardson. Cheru, I expect you to be here now in Minnesota, engage our leader who is ready to take questions at the town hall. You come there, bring your question on Sunday 5. You want to ask any question, bring it. So we are here, we're willing to engage with you all. It's just that we do things systematically. He will not just come here when he came to do something else to prove a point. Come to the town hall, get to meet him, get to know him, because you will be working with him in Jeru in the new Liberia. We told you once we have rescued, you guys will come and sweep, and the other people will come and help us fix. But thank you, and let's enjoy the show. I might not be here the whole time, but...
No, you're going to be here the whole time. You will not do all the talking and say you might not be here. Dr. Richardson, before we bring in Faigon, you want to say something? You said the other leaders don't show face.
No,
you don't want instigating. Leave that Richardson, man.
No, actually, I neglected to tell the former vice president congratulations on celebrating his 51 years of anniversary, and also congratulations to the marriage of his granddaughter. But my heart isn't trouble at all. My heart is trouble for someone like Miss Gondo, going to want to put Vice President Boakai as president of Liberia. I don't see what you see, obviously. I don't see how is it that someone who has not contributed to Liberia is the person that, as a bright and talented as you are as a woman, is the person that you want to be in charge of the people. My heart gets troubled when I think about how you want him to be president of our country after serving 12 years, 40 years in the Republic of Liberia as in some form, in some way. So, and again, I like all of you guys who are part of the JMB team. Your tendency to be very conspiracy oriented. Your tendency to always think about that you already won this election, and your tendency to be very religious. I'm also religious.
Our tendency to be realistic.
No. Let
I don't think realistic is part of that. Conspiracy and realistic don't go together. But the tendency to be religious and spiritual, I respect that. But however, when you say in my house there are many mansions as a way to entice people to be a part of you, it's unreal. We talk about
what we here for. People again. We try to entice everybody.
We have to be very realistic to the Liberian people. We should be able to tell him what difference can Vice President Boakai bring to Liberia. What, and that's those are some of the questions we're going to ask him about. We know that, for example, he was involved.
Thank you, Dr. Richard said. I was just giving you. I was just giving you a few time for us. So hold on 1 minute. I'll give you a few time to respond because Faigon have not spoken yet. Then we can do this rapid fire thing. So thank you, Dr. Richardson. Honorable Eugene Lamine Faigon, former Deputy Minister of Information, who was fired by George Manawia. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. Why that part of the introduction? Why that part of the introduction?
But I love Joey.
You want to introduce me because it's like I'm the man responsible for his malnourishment. All the eating bagel.
Go ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure being with you all today. I am coming to you from the state of Minnesota, to be precise, Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center. It's great to be here. I'm excited because just listening every day, Valentino Richardson wants to ask other people candidate question. When we ask your own, I don't understand that part. You can't be asking other people candidate question and they can't ask your own. You gotta go. You want John Wish right now? Get cheering. But let me focus on why I'm here. Dr. Richardson, I love you to death. Nobody on the platform, all the people that are against you, I always tell you. But when you can't, like them more than me, and they always do you injuries. Having said that, I heard from a distance that, I heard from a distance that somehow we were told that the media team of JMB managed with great expectation the public response. I don't think that's the case. You bring your own struggle, your own game. You say, look, I won't play Ludo, I won't play checker. We say, let's play. I don't want to play Nafo, I won't play Blade. Let's play. I don't want to play kickball, I won't play football. Let's play. And that's what we do. And every time these issues come about, we win. Or JMB is coming to the US for open heart surgery. And Jerry said triple bypass surgery. And then the other man they call Remy Gray said he go into Mayo Clinic. The old man arrived in the US. It was not a secret. It was greeted by tons of people. You all saw it. He moved quickly to New Jersey. You all saw what happened there. He moved around the states. You saw what happened there. You witnessed him in Rhode Island. You saw him vis-a-vis. And it's every day you've been seeing him. So again, today, just you're not seeing him now, but live. He's going now to his daughter's wedding shower, from which by 9 o'clock, and remember now he was the orator in Rhode Island, and you saw it yesterday. So there's no argument about that part. Today you will see it live
from the event center of his daughter's wedding. You just saw him live, and you know the biggest program in the United States for any Independence Day event is in Minneapolis. You are going to see him again live. So now you brought your game, and now you're seeing the man live every day, energetic, interacting. Now you move the goalpost again and say, okay, we're moving away from the open heart surgery thing to why he can't let her ask him questions. How can a man that is so busy, he only stopped to say thank you to the people who gathered today at the rescue center, including Bernard Ure's entire party that went to pledge their support to him. So Bernard Ure and his children will go to Georgia, and the party has now pledged their support and its leadership to Honorable Joseph Numa Boakai. So I think every time you bring these challenges, we don't run from it, we face it. You've seen him every day. We are supposed to be asking you the question, where is the hospital that's going to do the triple bypass surgery? Why are you seeing him every day? In fact, you are supposed to be asking us, when was the surgery done? Or when is this expected? But now, because of his energy, you are saying, so why you can't talk to us? Why you can't let us ask him question? I'm sure he's not running away from your question, because we have different ways of asking question. You can be direct with your question, and by your action, you can also be asking a question. That is directly or indirectly. Indirectly, you ask whether he was healthy. You have gotten your answer. You have seen him every day. You interacted with him today, and tonight you will see him, and tomorrow you will see him, and Sunday you will see him. So again, we laid the issue of the heart issue to rest, and I want to welcome Prince Maxwell. You're the first over 40 youth I've ever seen in the world. You just admitted that you over 40 years old. You still say you youth. And now, and now the people are getting angry, say, you're taking for in our category. You're supposed to be below that. Yeah, you said you and more, you people are youth. We're not going to put you there.
You know I like you, Eugene.
Prince, yeah, I know.
Prince, you read 40. Don't you read.
Yeah, wait, let me finish. You don't take my time.
Let you finish. Let you finish.
So what we are looking at, JMB goes to America, he was coming out of the Dunkin' Donut. Now today you saw the mayor. You saw a state senator. So we're going to continue the argument. And guess what? It was them that left their offices to pay a courtesy call on a statesman. Is that the first time the Americans have seen him as a statesman, or do we need to show the video? We don't need to. He also told you that he has a very important guest, one who was honored by the Queen of England before she passed, who came all the way from London just to join him in this ceremony, and that guest will also join him tonight at the OLM ceremony. So when you're discussing a statesman of such caliber, I'm not going to ask you to show some respect, because you're forced to show some respect by the manner and way in which you have to deal with the situation. And with that said, again, 51 years of marriage. Gibson cannot tell or how many years he's been married for. You and Bo Ali, your youth. Dr. Chinonwe says she's fighting to reach 25 in marriage. Stanton said he's still hustling to reach 25. And for me, I single. So I don't know now if I get 50 more years to live, but the nation is joining me, as you can see below the feed, to congratulate this awesome statesman and his darling wife, 51 years of marriage. And we're still hoping that a candidate in the race like Dr. Moniba at the age of 44 will get married soon, so that we can have presidents that are married taking over our state of affairs. I respectfully submit on that note, awaiting any question or answer.
Thank you very much, Faigon. Thank you very much, guys. Listen, this is very important. It's 5:45 yet in New Jersey, the Eastern time. That would be 4:45 Minnesota, 9:45 the Republic of Liberia. Now, let's have some serious exchanges. Jeru, what's your downside? We're about to play the video. We're about to show pictures. The engagement of Joseph Yema Boakai. We're going to talk about Liberia and the situation the country is faced with. We're going to talk about what Jeremiah Cohn said today about moving forward with the election. What's on your mind? What's your downsides? Let's talk.
Thank you. At least you asked me for the downside, so I will give the downside. Otherwise, I spoke earlier. I spoke as purely as a media person. But when you say downside, I think it's a missed opportunity. Okay, it's a missed opportunity for JMB because the anticipation that people have, the questions that are burning on the heart, on the minds of people, based on all of the things that have been happening, from Costa to the choosing of Jeremiah Cohn as a VP, the influence of Prince Johnson over the party, all of these things. He had a chance today to clear the air, to make use of that opportunity. Like I said, Stanton, it is why it is a PR success for those who pull him away. It is not a total success for JMB who is pulled away. It might be seen that way, but it is not. I'm a media person. I know what I'm talking about. Because when you have an opportunity for this big platform, if they are just allow 5 questions, probably the question that will be asked might not even be the more important questions. Maybe the question that will be asked will be something that will be generic, fundamental question. And JMB will have beating his chest for that. He will have really made news out of all kind of question. But at some time, I just like to speak to the public relation people. If I were the one in there, I would have asked for 2 to 5 questions. And then that 2 to 5 questions, because when you have limited question to ask, the possibility of asking the weakest question is huge. So that would have been the best way to do it. And then JMB would have just spoken on the weak questions and blow a horn and lead, and he goes with that kind of morale. All I bring say morale. But this is a missed opportunity. But I don't want to take it so negatively because I would have done the same thing. I don't want to be. I want when I say something, people should trust me. If Councilor Gonglo had come here, and I know he has something else to do as a PR person to him, I'm not going to expose him to a lot of questions, and he will be drawn away because when the questions begin to come, he himself want to clarify some things. He may speak long, and then the time is going, and as the more he speak, the more questions come. As a PR person, you are pulling away and say, hey, look, we don't have time for questions. But here is my recommendation to you. Send a bill to them, let them pay, because what they did was an advertisement. It was a promo. So send a bill to them, let them pay, because he came to deliver a campaign message, to deliver a thank you message to his supporters. The best thing you can do is to do a bill and send it to the Unity Party so they can pay you, because you did a great service for them today. For almost 5,000 or 6,000 people watching, and he just came to say hi, when people can't take a question. So send a bill to them.
Thank you. I will. Thank you very much. And I hope that one can start paying for your presentation here on Spoon as well. But thank you very much. Mo Ali, can you come in? You know it was coming, Mo Ali.
I'm not going to let that one pass.
Gibson, if it was an arranged promotional activity, I'm sure Madam Titi would have sent the bill long time, but it wasn't meant for promotion. It was meant to give the flowers of people who've been holding the ground, the likes of Dr. Richardson, who, is very strong. Therefore, yesterday we were traveling and I was talking with Dr. Richardson. I said, despite all of the rough terrain, sometimes it can be Dr. Richardson has withstood some of the tension, and she's here. So JMB appreciate her. Gibson, like I said, you will have the opportunity. JMB has appeared on this talk show twice, and he will come here again. It's campaign time. Everybody will want to come on the Spoon Talk. They will want to be queried by the people, by the panelists. And like I said, whoever is not prepared to answer the tough questions that person is not prepared to lead the country. And I will say this: we saw that in 2017 when my own man Faigon was shooting our men we are away from attending debates and all those kind of stuff. JMB attended all of the debates that were organized in 2017. Mr. We are never did. And this time again, JMB is prepared to face the press. As a matter of fact, this man interacts with the press almost all of the time. He has press conferences. We have a president who does not have press conference, who doesn't go to the press, who doesn't speak to the media. And whenever he is quizzed by the media, he says something that is totally out of the ordinary, like going to Jerusalem, to Israel to look for who Jesus is or to investigate the existence of Jesus. But to close on this JMB thing, I will say that it serves so many purposes. Number one, like Eugene said, there are those of you who said right on this platform, Prince, the man is sick. He believes Henry Costa, whatever Henry Costa says is law and gospel, because Henry Costa is close to JMB. Henry Costa said JMB coming go for surgery. Well, the same Henry Costa said JMB will collapse in this July if he doesn't go for the surgery. And I'm waiting July 31st, August 1, I will ask the question about JMB not going for the surgery and whether he has collapsed. You know, it clears many things. Number one, JMB sick, he came for treatment. We also heard from the agility of his voice, the vigor in his voice, that he's not concerned about what people saying about his health. He's very healthy. It also shows that JMB is following events back home. He was very concerned about the opening of the campaign headquarters today. And it also answered another question. I was being queried on this show by Stanton, who gave you the headquarters, where you took it from, this and that. At least you heard from JMB himself tonight. He called the person name and he told him, thank you for giving the headquarters to be used for the campaign. Stanton, I hope that answer your question as well. And also, JMB told us tonight that he is willing to speak to us at any point in time. But let me tell you what stood out for me. That this is a man who is committed to what he does. For somebody to be married to the same person for 51 years, JMB being long married, older than some of us on this platform, 51 years with the same person, all his children by the same person. It tells you the level of commitment that this man has. And this is the level of commitment he has to the country. The same way he understands his wife is the same understanding level he has for the country. The way he takes care of his family is the way he's going to take care of Liberia. And we will have a better Liberia under a committed JMB. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If we should move on, or else you can.
I got married.
if we can move on, or else I'm receiving information whether it is true. Let's bring in the Wellington Javon Smith information receiving. Mo, can you give us an overview about this senator? What's going on?
Yeah, so you know the CDC, they named their campaign team. And they call a whole lot of names there.
Which one the campaign team? Because Mobile Model named one set and President George Manawea named another set. Where are we with this whole campaign issue?
Senator Wellington Javon Smith was named on the Mobile Model campaign team. And Javon Smith has now come out to say his name should be removed from there. He is not part of their campaign team. He is not part of their campaign. Also, we heard them say that the former ambassador, former minister, former vice tender bearer to Dr. Richardson's comings, Mr. Sulonte was named as chair of the campaign. Now they came to downgrade him to chair of the Bon County campaign team. We are hearing that he has rejected that position. He thought it wasn't good to him, but Javon Smith has said he doesn't want to be part of the CDC campaign team. He is not part of their campaign, and he is not supporting them. I don't know. There are many other persons who the name on that campaign team, they are in government. They do not want to be a part of that campaign team. And so I don't know how.
Thank you. Well, hold on 1 minute more. I'm sorry, guys. I have the senator on right now. Let's just hear from the senator himself. Okay. I have Senator Smith. Senator Smith, the information that your name was placed on the campaign team from CDC, and now we are confused. Where are you? Talk to us.
Well, I spent the July 26th celebration back home with my people while I was en route yesterday. When I got in Buchanan, en route to Monrovia, I started receiving calls. I was less shocked. And so this morning, I placed calls to 1 or 2 persons, and that information went through, and I'm grateful enough to the CDC that they can issue a statement and to withdraw my name upon my request.
Did they ask you prior to adding your name on their list? Is this some kind of error from someone? Have you spoken to them? Why would it just not add Stanton on the list, but they added you and without consulting? Were you in any engagement with them? What led them to add your name, sir?
No, there was no conversation at all. Maybe somebody believed that they could talk to me about it. In politics, engaging people to join you is a normal thing, but that did not happen, and I reached that decision.
Dr. Richardson, Honorable Eugene Lamy, Faigon, Mo Ali, Mepa, Gono, Jerome Gibson, and Prince Maxwell. This is shocking. This is surprising. Let me bring you first, Eugene, and we'll bring Dr. Richardson in. Why would they just add the senator name? We got him on his phone. You want to make a statement? You want to ask him a question? Go ahead, Honorable Faigon.
Well, if anybody knows Javon on this platform.
Hold on 1 minute, Faigon. Hold on 1 minute. I got you on the earpiece. Let me remove you for the senator to hear you. Hold on 1 minute, Faigon. Just 1 minute. There we go. All right, go ahead. Talk to us. The Honorable can hear you now.
Well, Senator Javon Smith, how are you?
Yes.
Yeah, so if anybody knows the Honorable Senator Javon Smith, we come way back from our days in Awutu, Ghana, when we were refugees. And I know what he stands for. You might have a problem with him 1 or 2 times when you see him on this side, but he stands for reality and he will approach it from that position. A lot of people saw him when he took his decision against the public works minister. He was very firm. He is very patriotic. And I don't know how it happened, but I think it's fair to say. So, Honorable Smith, you heard what they did. You said it's not wrong for people to try to bring people on their side, but I'm a straight shooter and I know you. Why have you withdrawn it, or what have you done with regards to that? And if so, are you joining the CDC?
No, I just made a statement that I'm grateful enough to the CDC after I make some rounds of calls today. They issue a statement. The CDC as a party issue a statement withdrawing my name from the list upon my request, and that's all I wanted. You know, Eugene, my politics is not confrontational. My politics is consultative. This is why I said that in politics, it is not wrong for anybody to approach anybody to join their side, but there must be a conversation. In this case, there was no conversation. And I am a political person. I have followers. I have people who believe in me. I have people who have been following my track records in the country. If there was a conversation and that at the end of the day, if I had conceded or consented, I would have been grateful enough to tell the Liberian people to say, yes, I took the decision. But in all, I commend the CDC for being so gentle to listen to my position and respect it, my view, and they remove my name from the list.
Thank you very much. Let me bring
you a quick follow-up question to that is,
go ahead.
You still remain an independent. And so as an independent person, I know you are in consultations with a lot of people, but to withdraw your name from the CDC campaign list, does that suggest in any way that you are heading towards another party? It can be any of the parties.
No, if you can recall, when there was a program in Buchanan for Senator Nyomdi Kanga to endorse Ambassador Boakai and Senator Jeremiah Kuhn, I attended that program. But before then, when the staffers of the Capitol building pledged their support to the rescue team, I was there. And so, by extension of reasoning and logic, I am supporting Joseph Boakai. I am supporting the Unity Party. I have reached an age in the politics of this country to be facilitating.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, Dr. Richardson, I believe you heard the senator, right? The senator, we're glad to have you, Senator Smith. Listen, Senator Smith and myself can chat every evening, most often. Whenever I call, he pick up my call, and that's great. The man fear nothing when it comes to the media. Dr. Richardson, talk to us, and the senator is listening to you.
I don't have any questions for him.
Sure. Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Okay. All right, let's bring in Prince. Prince Maxwell. Senator Smith is on.
Well, I have worked with Senator Jivan Smith. He knows me very, very well. I congratulate him for his democratic decision. It's his choice. He has the right to make his choice, but I understand his position. But I would like to go back to what Mo Ali said earlier on. He said that if I can remember exactly what he said, was the person that is not prepared to answer questions, tough questions.
Are you related to Senator Smith, or you want us to finish up with him? Then you can come up with the.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we cannot have him.
Yeah, I understand, Senator. I understand that I made my statement about Senator Jivan Smith. I've worked with him before many times. He knows me very well. I respect his democratic choice, and I wish him all the best. And we will continue the discussion with him going forward.
Thank you very much, Cole. Senator Jivan Smith is on. You heard what he just said.
Yes. Good evening, Honorable Senator.
Good evening, my sister.
All right. I mean, it is a good thing to hear you speak, and it speaks to the disorganization of the people on the other aisle without consultation, without your consent. You were appointed. Everybody assumed that you may want to be a part of that mission, but unfortunately, that's not your desire. You made it known. They respected that. That's how it's supposed to be. I just want to congratulate you for being on the right side of history, for attending the endorsement of Honorable Boakai, for associating with the rescue mission. I'm sure that history will absorb you positively. You are on the right side. We respect you, and we thank you for standing by the side of the people during these difficult times. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much. Let's bring in Jerome, our brother Jerry Gibson.
Hey, my friend, how you doing? This is Gibson Giroux.
My friend and brother for a very long time. For nearly 30 years now, we've been friends.
Absolutely. When I was reporter, he was reporter. When I was editor, he was editor. And so that's how we've been knowing each other. Jibon, first of all, I have a lot of respect for you. I had a few come-up questions for you, the way you used to ask your questions. So I'm going to start like that. So which party were you with before you became senator?
I started all alone. And thank you for this particular question. I started my whole political life with the United People's Party. when I went into professional journalism, I suspended my membership. When I came back to politics, following my appointment as county superintendent by Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I joined the Unity Party. During the election, and let me say this, because in this life, sincerity is part of national healing. The way I expected the Unity Party to come into me, they did not come into me like that. I was really, really assisted by Mr. Alexander Cummings. So you can say vis-a-vis the ANC. For this election, reading as a political person that been on this ground for some time, knowing the complexities and the complications of Liberian politics, I reached the conclusion of supporting the rescue team. But most people don't, see me as being somebody who, when I say something, I mean it. Because my politics is not confrontational, so you never heard me on the radio criticizing anybody. No. And please let me just repeat what I told the Liberian Senate when I was being inducted. I said that I am in here as an independent candidate. I will not be a drum major for the opposition community. And equally so, I will not be a cheering squad for the ruling party. I will pursue things that are in the interest of the people of Liberia. As it stands today, I'm convinced that I should support the rescue team.
Okay. As editor of the Star Radio, and as editor of the Public Agenda, we were part of the Big 7 editors in Liberia. Congratulations to yourself.
Yeah.
But we do talk about also political grasshoppering. Are you one of the grasshopper?
Well, can you please further explain that?
Well, when we discuss those days, we talk about political grasshopper, people jumping from one party to another, and then they jump to another party, they jump to another party. You have just named at least 3 parties. I'm not sure why you even left the United People's Party. Is it because it was not popular? Why you left the ANC after Cummings helped you? Now you are with Unity Party.
I started my whole political life at the age of 20 in 1984.
Yes.
And I told you all along, I'm affiliated with the United People's Party.
Yes.
When I went into active journalism, I suspended party affiliation.
Yeah.
And the kind of journalist I was when I was in active media.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
So thank you. Yeah, but after something else coming in, we just want you to learn with this answer because we brought you to clarify this thing about CDC. Your brother Gibson, you got his number. We'll bring you on the show as a guest, and he will quiz you. I'm
a man there. Let me go. I ain't go.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Man, when I come to Monrovia, I'll call you. I come in October on the 6th.
Yeah, we said thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, my brother.
All right. But thank you, Mo Ali. To go to the rescue thing, and I think Prince wanted to say something, but something is happening though. I'm shocked. Have you seen this before? That somebody sitting, a senator and CDC just put a name on the list without consultation. Whatever.
Let me see what's happening. The CDC, the last time they announced that 56 legislators endorsed them, and I'm one of those who disprove that figure. That 56 name, they got all the people listed there. Javon Smith and other people, they got them listed there. That is what even got them so brave. After seeing the man attending 2 programs in support of the rescue mission, that what got them so brave, because they are ruling party to put his name on their list. I'm not sure anything else. They haven't even had conversation with him. And like I was saying, the same thing with the former vice tender bearer of the ANC. They did not consult with him on which position or which role he would want to play on the campaign team, because I am aware that Ambassador Sulonte 2-3 days ago was in active conversation with Senator Prince Moyi of Bon County, who happens to be the campaign manager, to make a way for him to come back to the Unity Party and support the rescue team. And you saw the short statement from Ambassador Sulonte. He was shocked. His name was announced without consulting him. In fact, first, he thought he was being elevated as to the national campaign chair level. And then the chairman of the CDC had to come out to clarify that no, you were not appointed as national campaign chair. You were just appointed as Bon County campaign chair. My understanding is that he has rejected that position. And I'm certain Ambassador Sulonte will continue his conversation with Senator Prince Moyi to make way for him to support the Unity Party and the rescue team. So the CDC at this point, they are disjointed. The president is announcing a campaign team. Molba Molu is announcing a campaign team. I will not be surprised tomorrow if I saw Koji having a press conference to announce another campaign team. I will also not be surprised if the youth league chair is announcing another campaign team. In the CDC, everybody can announce campaign team. Everybody can have press conferences. Right after Molu announced a campaign team, the next second, some people from the youth league were having press conference. And so it's not a strange thing.
Thank you. Let me bring in Prince. Then from that, Dr. Richardson. Prince, go ahead. You have your time, sir. 2 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, quickly to Senator Smith issue. I mean, isn't that why we are all here? Because we understand the inefficiency and the disjointed behavior of the CDC party. That's the reason why Dr. Clarence Moniba is running in the first place to replace President Weah, because it is clear that if President Weah's party cannot properly consult a senator, then it means there are a lot of things within the pipeline of governance that they've absolutely missed consistently over and over the years they've been in governance. So this is the reason why we are here in the first place. So I'm not going to give credence to the idea of, or the conversation thereof, of the CDC hijacking people's name and just throwing it on list because they want to have a show of the day or a show of strength of the day. This is the reason why we've decided to replace President Weah, because these are the kind of confusion in politics that we do not need in Liberia in the first place. But coming back to the issue of what Mo said, with all due respect to Mo, as I said earlier on, I want to completely clear that caveat. But Mo needs to understand, and he made a very salient point.
The whole time to get respond.
No, Mo, you made an absolute good point, and I simply want to just kind of like go over that for you to understand it. You simply said that the person that does not have the wherewithal to actually answer tough questions do not need to be in the presidential race in the first place. That goes to say that Dr. Clarence Moniba has been very open to every media out there and every media house out there to answer the toughest of questions possible. He spent hours and hours responding to media inquiries, press inquiries, journalist inquiries, 24 hours. It was unfortunate that the PR team of his former vice president decided to go with the flash appearance strategy so that we can just get a taste and then hit and run of the vice president. I think the vice president needs to be in the capacity to answer the toughest question, because you yourself saying it more. If he is to be the president of Liberia, he needs to answer the tough questions. And some of those tough questions that Liberian people need to ask the vice president and hear from the vice president is the question that is embedded within the Henry Costa speech, which is absolutely important for Liberian people to hear from. So this whole idea of flash appearance strategy should be over with. The vice president needs to sit down an hour and a half to 2 hours to ask the questions that are tough enough for the Liberian people to understand. And also, I would like to say to the big brother, Eugene Faigon, I understand Eugene Faigon's position. Apparently, as a populist communicator, he wasn't listening to the clarification I made when I said about youth. Of course, I'm a young man. I'm part of the youthful generation of Liberia. How is it that you guys are completely missing the point? Despite the fact I'm 40 plus years old, I'm still part of the youthful generation of Liberia. If you want to debate this question, go to the UN statistics and find out the youthful generation of Liberia. So by saying that I'm not in the wrong, I'm in the absolute right. I'm not 50 plus years old. I have not crossed that Rubicon yet. So there's a reason why the young people that are in Liberia have given their mandate to Dr. Clarence Moniba, because they understand that he understands their issue. He understands where they are. He understands the circumstances, and he can relate to these circumstances on a daily basis. So if the former vice president needs to be tougher question needs to be asked to him the same way tougher question every day is asked to Dr. Clarence Moniba. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Wow, you made Mo Ali to run away. Wow, Dr. Richardson.
I just wanted to clarify for Mr. Faigon that Mr. Cummings has been on this program multiple times. So to spew out information that he hasn't been here or actually fighting a presidential candidate is just quite wrong. I think that is not a good proper.
Something playing behind someone, Dr. Richardson. Someone got something playing.
I mean, somebody got to mute themselves. Mr. Cummings is one of the presidential candidate that has spoken out against this government so many times. He's always speaking against all of the negative things that this government presents to the Liberian people. So to just come and present, and say, oh, he has not been here is quite wrong. I'm sure when the time is appropriate, Mr. Cummings would be here.
The issue of CDC and the president.
Jared, I attempt to talk.
I think so. You just coming
No,
back.
no. I haven't talked even twice. Why will be your time? You think you just got, no,
Go ahead and speak. I'll wait for you.
Yeah, I think if we follow the line, there should be my time to talk. So, yes, like we say again, our leader is not afraid of going to speak anywhere. Liberian people have heard him. He's been in the midst for over 40 years in public service. They know him. They know what he stands for. They know what his credentials are. They know he understands them. And to my brother, Prince, you talk about a young generation of Liberians. That generation our leader believes in is evident by his pick for vice president. You see a young Liberian like the Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn. And when we're talking about understanding the young people, knowing where they came from, who knows better than Jeremiah Kuhn? A man who rose from the bottom, the very bottom, a place where it was almost impossible to climb the food chain. Rode motorbikes, sold gas on the tough streets of Ganta. But with the blessing of God, was able to beat poverty and rise against the odds. He knows the everyday struggle of families, young people. He knows what it means to work in the informal sector and struggle. He knows what it means to work in government. And those are the kind of young people that our people are looking up to and saying, if they too can be, we too can be. So we also have young representation. Notwithstanding, we are plotting this new mat with the old mat. We have our experienced public servant who has been there, who has seen the systems, who knows what works and what doesn't work. And at this time, who is able to bring our people together all under this big tent so that we move forward and build our country. It's Honorable Clarence Moniba, a young, educated, and, sound leader.
Absolutely.
Undoubtedly. And that's why I'm answering myself. Undoubtedly. Absolutely. Good. I agree. He has leadership ahead of him. I believe so.
He has leadership now.
And I know that.
Now he has leadership now ahead.
Listen, Prince.
Go ahead. Let's finish in 2 minutes.
Come on.
Hold on 1 minute, Prince.
You can't slide such a thing.
Prince, hold on 1 minute. Let you finish at 2 minutes. Come on. Go ahead, man. Finish your 2 minutes.
Yes. My 2 minutes just started. Pragmatic.
No, you got 10 more seconds, man. We gotta go.
Where's CEO coming from?
You got 10 more seconds. We gotta go. I want to bring in another conversation, please.
Are you doing that because someone just for your CEO? I love your watch. But anyway, pragmatically,
because I love my watch, I will take it out. Go ahead.
Pragmatically, when we shall arrive and we're putting a country together, that young man has a meaningful role to play. You know, there's politics.
I will call him Dr. Clarence Moniba, not that young man. Let's be respectful here.
Prince, listen. Listen, guys. Guys, listen.
I want you to know is
hold on 1 minute, Cole. Hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Prince, when she finishes, you will have the time to respond to her, okay?
All right, Prince, I just want you to know, let me clarify something on this stage. When you call our experienced and leader who is advanced in age, Boakai, I do not take offense because I feel that is the way you connect with him. I just want you to know it's with
no time did I refer to His Excellency, former Vice President Boakai as Boakai.
You want her to review the show? But let me tell you something, Prince. I just want to clarify that it's not out of disrespect. Because you talk about the youthfulness, his youthful representation, that's why I said young man. But the Honorable Clarence Moniba, I have no issue with that. He's a man I admire myself. I believe leadership, as I said, is ahead of him. And you know,
so let's move ahead. We gotta move ahead. Thank you. Thank you very much. Faigon, we have. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on, Mama. I beg you, call. We'll come back to you. Jerry Gibson. 1 minute. That's the reason why I bring in Faigon on, because we are seeing some videos here. Faigon, real quick, while we lay this to rest, can you now come in and talk to us? We'll go to Gibson, and then Prince will have to respond. We got to start winding down. It's 6:22. That will be 10:22 in Liberia and 5:22 in Minnesota. So Faigon or Mo Ali, these are some of the photos coming in today. We're trying to get the video uploaded as well. Faigon, you come in first. Talk to us.
What you're looking at on your screen is the courtesy call paid on His Excellency, former Vice President Joseph Numa Boakai, at his presidential suite here in Minnesota. That is Senator John Hoffman that you're looking at to the left of Senator Joseph Numa Boakai, and the African-American mayor of the city of Brooklyn, I don't know, I think Brooklyn Park or Brooklyn Center. His name is Mayor Hollis Winston. He's the one to the right of Honorable Joseph Numa Boakai. And the lady there is Dr. Angel R. Smith. She's the assistant city manager for administration for the city. And along with the city manager to her far right, you're looking at Jay Strobel. The two Liberian there is Georgette and, of course, your own humble servant, Jake Kwabakoli, who happens to be the chief of staff to the office of Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai. You are looking at the former Water and Sewer Deputy Managing Director, Dan Saye, who accompanied the delegation to the office, to the place of the former Vice President. So that's a very powerful delegation. Over there, you are looking at Senator John Hoffman, along with the city mayor, Hollis Winston, and that of the city manager, Jay Struber, all of whom today paid a courtesy call at the presidential suite of His Excellency, Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai. That's a very powerful moment. He's a very jovial man. And I was in the meeting. You can see Honorable Joseph Numa Boakai laughing when he talked about a guy by the name of Gibson, I think John Gibson, who he worked with many years, a Liberian, who went on to obtain a doctorate degree. And then he said today he's a senator and the guy has gone back home to contribute his quota to Liberia. And that was a very powerful moment. They are all listening to Vice President Boakai as he explains that he is a fire service man of this city. He was given the fire service cap that is now in his office, and so the city knows him very well. But the senator knew him. You can see they're sharing a very great moment together, and they talk about trade arrangements. The senator is going to look into trade arrangements to see how best Liberia and the state of Minnesota can come up with some trade agreement like they did for the Taiwanese people to the tune of almost $4 billion. They're looking at probably doing the same for the Liberian government in the future from the state of Minnesota, because the state of Minnesota has the largest Liberian population in both Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, and the surrounding areas. So it's a cross-section of how the meeting went. He's listening to Dan Sai on that slit of photograph you're looking at.
I'm confused. Where is Dan Sai?
Dan Sai is currently in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, I understand. I just trying to. I understand. I'm trying to get his location right now.
He's in the state of Minnesota. He's a resident here. He's well known, and he's currently. I met with him today too. Also, we compared notes yesterday and today. And he's from the Rainbow Alliance amongst political parties. And he's one of those that is an ardent admirer and supporter of His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai.
So, folks, there you have it. If for any reason you have questions, you want to discuss further on this issue, we just have to show. We have two videos, one from the mayor and one from the state senator that will be playing shortly. Faigon, don't you leave. You guys want to add or subtract anything? It's now open forum. We're going to move to the 6:45. We're going to open the phone line and we'll be out of here. Is there any addition, subtraction? You guys want to say anything? Prince, you go first.
Yeah, there's an addition to what I want to say. I appreciate my sister Gono coming on and giving me all the accolades of being the first, welcoming me and everything else. I do appreciate that, and I welcome her too. I would just like to say that I understand we do have disagreement, democratic disagreements, and that definitely my views will be heard on that. But I like the fact that she tried to weave in a reg to integrity story on behalf of Jeremiah Kuhn. What is unfortunate about that framing is the fact that that particular story is every Liberian story. So Jeremiah Kuhn does not own that story. That story is Eugene Faigon's story. That story is Mo Ali's story. That story is yours. That story is Dr. Chinoway's story. That story is my story. That story is Dr. Clarence Moniba's story. We all came from bottom, and we have established integrity for ourselves. So it is not only Jeremiah Kuhn. Unfortunately, I think they need to go back into the closet to try to find a new framing instead of try to frame the reg to integrity story for him. It's unfortunate. Thank you.
All right. Sorry that she just went off. Dr. Richardson, you want to add something to this conversation? Saying if Dr. Richardson, it would be very important that we play this clip, then you can add, okay, for one of the two clips we have from the program today. And I think Faigon, you brought up this clip. You were doing the interview, right? Let's play the clip.
Senator Hoffman, welcome to Spoon Talk. You are a senator in the state of Minnesota. The Liberians are gathering, and today you paid a courtesy call on former Vice President Joseph Numa Boakai. How was your call with him?
It was absolutely wonderful to see the leadership that he's had in the past and the leadership that he's going to bring to the future of Liberia is absolutely joyful to see. It was a great honor to be here.
Awesome.
Again, am I hearing some form of acceptance? More Ali, before I bring that to Richardson, because she's going to go from the other end. Is this state senator accepting politically or diplomatically?
The clip was freezing from my end. I didn't really get what he said.
So yeah, because we have to reduce it because of the load. Let me play again. I hope you can get it at this time. Let me play it one more time.
Senator Hoffman, welcome to Spoon Talk. You are a senator in the state of Minnesota. The Liberians are gathering, and today you paid a courtesy call on former Vice President Joseph Numa Boakai. How was your call with him?
It was absolutely wonderful to see the leadership that he's had in the past and the leadership that he's going to bring to the future of Liberia is absolutely joyful to see. It was a great honor to be here.
Awesome.
There you have it, Mo. Can you speak to this clip? It's just not clear. We don't hear. Well, can you unmute, Mo?
I didn't get anything at all.
Okay, Dr. Richardson, you did you listen to it, Dr. Richardson?
No. What's the question?
Did you see the clip?
Yeah.
You acting strange, Dr. Richardson. Did you see the clip? What's your response?
It was just an interview.
Tell radio see lost interest. The man una CV eat like radio see una CV.
Okay.
What do you guys expect me to say? I mean, you wanted me to say
you got anything to say? This is the state senator.
No, this is not unusual. This is expected. You know that if a former vice president is attending a city or he's visiting a city, I expect that his team should at least make some arrangements with people. And I expect Faigon to do a political stunt again with the former vice president. So I'm not impressed by it. It's just it's what happened in politics.
Thank you very much. Casey, what say you, my brother?
I don't know.
With all this thing, he still love us, seriously.
Obviously, absolutely.
And Dr. Richardson was the only person he called when
he did.
Dr. Richardson name. So
I'm not surprised of the framing of the question because it's not a journalist, so I'm not surprised. If I were the one to ask that man a question, I would start with the question: what did you come to do here today? It would like giving the man the opportunity to evaluate why his mission was. If you ask me and I appear before a former vice president, I'm a state senator, I'm going to be very diplomatic. I'm not going to say anything negative. I'll say, oh, it was fabulous. Everything just nice. But if you are just asking, what did you come to do here today? He will be challenged to say why he come to do because he got political actors who are looking at him. So, Faigon, you are growing. The public relations thing, I think you're doing good. Yeah.
Can you play the video for him? Because that was the question I asked.
You asked the question. Oh, okay.
You see, but you're not paying attention. What day you want me texting?
No.
What day you texting me up there?
Senator Hoffman, welcome to Spoon Talk. You are a senator in the state of Minnesota. The Liberians are gathering, and today you paid a courtesy call on former Vice President Joseph Numa Boakai. How was your call with him?
It was absolutely wonderful to see the leadership that he's had in the past and the leadership that he's going to bring to the future of Liberia is absolutely joyful to see. It was a great honor to be here.
Awesome.
There you go. You see, I didn't miss it.
I told you about the man courtesy call. So I asked the man, how was his courtesy call?
Because you're supporting the political movement and all, don't filibuster me. You said you came here to pay a courtesy call. How do you know the man even came to pay a courtesy call? How do you know the man come to Joseph Boakai to ask Joseph Boakai? In fact, we're hearing so many things.
Because I was in the room. I did all the recordings. I was in the meeting. Try again.
All right, fine.
Now
you say the public know that you were in the room. But if they...
But how you think I got a recording?
Oh, hold on.
See, oh, may I say something?
Hold on.
If
this video was played
in the recording, then you ask me whether I was air. What kind of question you can be asking so?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm not criticizing you. I say
no,
you
you're not
well.
I'm in a room with a camera.
I just have to state my perspective. When I was calling your action to withdraw J&B Smart, you were happy. Now I'm trying to tell you my problem with the interview. Now you don't want to let me talk. Okay, so here is the thing. If I were living in Kabul, Afghanistan, where you don't have the chance to talk to me, and that video was played before me, what would be the interpretation? That's what journalists look at. They don't look at what you do, what you're saying now. I'm saying you did a good PR job. The question was a very good PR question. But if I were asking as a journalist, I would have begun.
Thank you very much.
I mean, what's the big
we will be going to the phone line. I need to play the second video. We open the phone line for folks to call. No, you finish talking. The JMB, the JMB. You finish talking. Mo Ali, what's the next step? Mo Ali Faigon, what's next now? What's next for JMB? Tomorrow is Saturday. Today is Friday, Sunday, Monday. Can you give us the way forward if you want to share?
Well, JMB is resting right now. He's taking his afternoon nap, after which he will get ready and attend his daughter's wedding shower. That is, he will be there for about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. He will then proceed to a jubilant gathering of the Organization of Liberians in Minnesota, where they're having their Independence Day dinner ball tonight. And he is going to be the guest of honor on the high table. The senators, congressmen, mayors, council people will all be in attendance. And he will have the opportunity to make remarks. Don't forget, they paid a courtesy call on him today. And one of the pictures you show them presenting again an award to him when they paid a courtesy call on him. We are going to see him there. So that's 2 events tonight. He's attending his daughter's wedding shower, and he will be the guest of honor at the Organization of Liberians in Minnesota dinner ball tonight, among several high-profile Liberians. Even if Moneyba was here, Gonglo was here, Kumis was here, these people are a non-governmental organization, 501. They don't endorse candidates, but if you're in town, they make you a high-profile person. So yes, he's going to be there tonight, and I am going to be there tonight. And maybe Gibson will say,
is the town hall a paid town hall event?
No, tonight is not the town hall event. Tonight is the Independence Day celebration for the Liberians in the Minnesota state celebration. The dinner tomorrow, Saturday, which is going to be the town hall event, everything inclusive, will take place tomorrow in the evening. Is that a
paid
Saturday.
Event tomorrow? Would there be a paid event tomorrow?
A paid event. That dinner, Unity
yes
Party.
Or no? Don't play with words on us. Would that be? Is the program tomorrow a paid event program, Minister Faigon? You're good at this thing.
I am saying to you partially because people are buying tickets for the dinner, and others will be invited to attend.
How much a ticket?
I'm told. I'm not setting on the total amount, but it runs
he doesn't know. I know.
$50 up.
I know how much it is.
Hold on, guys.
Let me say this. It runs anywhere from there are people who will be paying as high as $500, referring to themselves as golden pitchers. There are others who will be paying as low as $100.
Hold on. Hold on, Gibson. Gibson, you're interrupting my brother. Something is from your end.
Can't visit me there.
Yeah, you don't like to see Faigon, but hold on 1 minute. Faigon, go ahead. Who? You better, who's saying you can't visit me tonight? You better mute yourself. You're on school. Yo, hold on 1 minute. Let me mute everybody. Somebody about to get in trouble. Oh my God. That
Gibson, he put a hand to him, man. That Gibson.
That Gibson or more? Which one?
That Gibson.
The people will play the clip over and over. Somebody calling somebody to visit them tonight. More mute yourself.
Yeah, how you know? You understand the phone? We don't get in trouble. Understand
what? You want to drag me this conversation by all means? I mean, come on. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm enjoying it.
I had to take more on it. I do not want to put him in situation he can't handle. This is America. Okay, my sister, wait, man, we can't hear. Yeah. Who say you can visit me tonight? That's my own question I'm going with on the show. Who that person say? Then she say, you want me to come visit you tonight?
A group of the late night show.
Faigon, somebody follow you, someone, man.
It's spicing up the affairs.
Go ahead, Jerry. I don't know. Even
the call guy usually laughing very, very much.
Because
I beg you.
Because it sounds to me like
Gibson, hold on 1 minute, guys. Gibson, hold on 1 minute. Dr. Richardson, can you help us clear the air, please?
But
let's take a break.
Who are watching the show?
Let's take a.
But everything will be Gibson on this show. Don't worry about that. I'm training again. Everything will be Gibson. Don't worry. But then you muted, Stanton. You muted.
Apparently, Stanton is talking to
so
somebody.
Let me get the breaking news, Dr. Richardson. You are moderating, so Faigon can't interfere.
Faigon moderate.
Yeah, the JMB people in Minnesota have invited Gonglo's fundraisers to come and help. So they asked our fundraiser to come and help them to raise funds. So luckily, the letter landed in my hand because I'm one of the biggest fundraiser in the Gonglo movement. So they thought I could help, but I can't because it's just ideologically wrong for me to be waiting to go and raise funds for JMB when I have a political leader that has already been raising funds for. So I just told the letter, I don't want to put a letter out there in the public. I just leave it like that as a means of, camaraderie. I don't want to create anything. But look, JMB actually raising funds. They are looking for $100 for ordinary people, or $500 for patrons. And tonight the place is not going to be even packed because they're putting their $500 pay.
But it's not tonight. The fundraiser is not tonight.
Saturday. It's Saturday.
So Faigon, listen. Just seriously speaking, Mo Adi was talking to his sister that is not with them in Pennsylvania, and he's telling his sister to come over because they should be going somewhere.
So you're a public relations officer for Mo Ali?
No, he's coming back. His internet froze for a little bit, and now he's coming back. Faigon, don't do that to your man. That's your man, Faigon. Mo Ali passed that situation in a long time. But folks, a wonderful program. Let's open the phone line and let's hear from the people, man. Is there anything else you want to ask?
What happened to the Central? Let me tell you, there's been a serious problem with the community and the mayor, and it will be very well for Spoon to play the interview of the mayor because, he wanted. That's one of the reasons why he came to assure Liberians that he's open to working with them and that unity will exist. He's a new mayor that got elected. You know how he got elected. You were here, and that little rift somehow is there, but he's trying to bridge that gap and come up with them under one umbrella. My man, that thing about Mo, I don't know, but somebody coming to visit you or you going to visit the person, I don't understand that.
But man, Mo Adi coming on, he will explain to the people. Is this another situation? I don't know. But I want to play the video real quick. In the meantime, let's open the phone line. I'm going to bring in. Let's open the phone line, Nelson. Let me take the first caller. Your name and where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Musa, go ahead, talk to us.
Like Gibson said, there was the best PR program I've ever seen for the Unity Party. And when you were making the advertisement, OPA, CEO, I knew exactly what was the plan. Nobody was set aside. And no, let me make one thing clear. No one has said that JMB will be going to the hospital on Sunday. All the reports that we have gathered is that after all these activities, JMB leaves for Mayor Clinic on Monday, not Sunday. That will be hearing. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But this PRC thing I did tonight was good. Because every time JMB comes out to answer a question, maybe tonight's plan was the best. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Nelson, come on, Nelson. All right, let's take some calls. Again, I want to say to all of our friends, let me bring in. Can you lower your volume, please? You are live.
How you doing, Stan?
Yeah, talk to us. Where are you calling from? Your name?
My name is Ojigo Nayitagi. I'm calling from a resident in East Providence, Rhode Island. I'm a little disappointed. I expected the vice president to say something to some of us that are asking for that brother to be on our receivership. But unfortunately for us, he did not say that, but instead praise the committee that we all know they are doing well, because if you want to win, you got to work harder. So praising them now is not anything strange, but we expected the president or the vice president to say something as to what he would be doing, why he really won this job. After serving government for 40 years, why he really won this job. You know, but unfortunately for us who rushed, because when I heard it, you know, my wife not doing well today, so I did not work. She's sick, and I'm home with the kids. And I rushed to listen, but then I got a little bit disappointed. So I don't know. And please treat my sister, man. Feel good, man. She bringing too much to the plate. Give her time to touch them. All right, thank you. The next guy is give me. I will talk to you later. Thank you very much for the show, man. Dr. Richardson, smile, please. Thank you. Bye bye.
That Richardson smile you want.
I have one caller on the.
Go ahead, my friend. Your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, Mr. Waterspoon. Let me say good evening to the peace-loving people of Liberia. My name is Stephen Culture, and I'm joining you from Delaware this evening. Let me appreciate the Excellency Joseph Yiman Boakai, for appreciating now supporter back home because of the opening of the campaign office today. And then the caller Jeff left the line. Same issue we're talking about. You have the 4-5% on the line, giving a purpose of a visit in America. He dropped a line. They are still saying that morning you'll be going to the hospital. I don't understand the people. They are more concerned about GMB health or what? GMB is sick. Who should be more concerned about the health? Is it them or they who claim to be sick? So there's a propaganda from the opposition, and we believe that the woman is very strong and he is prepared to move the country in a trajectory. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have a call from Liberia, Nelson? If not, just put your number up. Let Liberia.
Yes, I have a call. I have a call from here.
Yeah, Nelson, you go first. We'll get to you, Brother Gibson. Nelson, you go ahead.
Okay, hello, you live. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Nelson.
Go ahead.
Let me say hello to the panelists. This is the Vice Chair for Administration, Boakai County, 10 PJ on the line. Let me say thank you for the program. Let me say thank you to the panelists. My brother Prince, I'd like to say welcome to the Spoon Talk. And, let me say this. Liberians have made up their mind, Prince. Nobody can change it. To all the panelists, Mr. Jerry Gibson, we know that will come on the second round. So we're not going to increase you people. What Bo Ali said, one of the biggest things that I want everyone of us to do. If we can unite, let us unite on our day, on the day of election. To mark our ballot boxes for the people not to see our election, because we know JMB is the next president for the Republic of Liberia. Thank you and have a God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Should I squeeze this one in? Hello? Go ahead. You live. Oh, no, we lost this person. No. We lost this person.
Gibson, you want to go ahead? You still got that quarter on?
Othello Brown, you are live on Spoon Talk. What's your question? What's your comment?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Yangwe. Thank you very much. I know. Sorry, my flow is even Yangwe. I really need that. My question tonight has to do with JMB. I don't know when will JMB be careful how he handle things. One time ago, he had Costa moving with him as a man, a key man, poor man. Now, Costa is not in the picture. He gets Faigon there now in the picture. Yeah, JMB careful. Just the Costa, just the Faigon. they will sell him for pieces of silver. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Okay. Faigon, they say you're going to tell him like.
Okay, we have another one here. Hello?
From Liberia. Let's go ahead from Liberia.
Okay, hello, go ahead. Wow, we lost this person.
Prince, you got calls coming from your end, Prince?
Okay, go ahead, you're live.
Go. Okay, I'm Charles Deline and I'm calling from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
To be precise, problem when start. Okay, CEO Liberians, when they say they are for you, it's for you. Years back, we were for George Weah, but this time we are not for anymore. We thought he could make a change. We knew something needed a coaching for the grassroots. We knew where he came from, his mother, his father, so he could make a step for us. But no realize that he was just on his own. For now, we are tired with him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You have another one?
So
go ahead, Gabe. Bring the Gonglo people.
Okay, to Lorena Donkey is on the phone. Lorena, what's your question? What's your comment?
Oh, okay. Good afternoon to the Spoon family. My name is Lorena Donkey. I call from North Dakota, and I am from the ANC, but I support the rescue team. And I just want to say a big shout out to Minister Eugene Faigon and all the team for the great job they are doing in Minnesota over the week and over the last few days. And I also want to say thanks to Ambassador Joseph Boakai, the next president of Liberia, for having appeared on the show, for people to see him live and to say thanks to his team in Liberia, because in this time, there are other political leaders, when they leave the country, their party is there because the vision, everything of that party is wrapped around them. Unlike the rescue team, in the absence of Joseph Boakai, the team is moving even stronger. So I want to say shout out to all the rescue family, to Mo Ali, to Koumiape Gono, and to even Mr. Jason Giroux, our in-house partisan. I want to say thank you for everything you are doing. We appreciate you, and we're going to meet tomorrow in Minnesota for the grand one.
Okay, it's not the way you got to say it, but I want.
Keep taking call. Keep taking call. Gibson, I told you.
I'm waiting for you. Take more calls. Bring your people.
The cost of that lottery ticket.
Come on, listen.
Let's
do this. And this will be something new. We're going to put up the numbers if you want to call from the Dr. Maluba Cam, CPP Cam. We're going to structure this thing and put up the numbers for you to call, right? Again, this is the people's show. If you want to put your number, we just ask your folks to be respectful. If you have a number to share with the folks to put up and your people need to call you, that's fine. This is everybody program and want to respect you guys for that. Once your people are respectful, they are not insulting the panelists, we give them the time to speak. But Gibson, the people say, let your people call continuously to praise JMB. All right? It will buy you a seat in the cabinet, Gibson. It will buy you a seat in the cabinet. Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
We're doing good, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm P. Jimmy Kofa calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Talk to us, Mr. Kofa.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, let me say hi to Brother Geru Jefferson. Geru Jefferson. He's my man from the ACFI there in Liberia. Brother Gibson, this is Brother Kofa from Canada Chapel. Thank you very much, Brother Stetton, for the show. I really support that JB come to America. Some of us were not far from Minnesota. So is there any cash app or Zelle number that we can send our support to? I really want to send some cash out there, please. Away in Baltimore, and then we are talking about Minnesota.
Are you sending the cash out to me? For me? No, for the show?
No
If you send it for me, then use my phone number. I can send it to the guys.
Oh, okay, then you send it to JB.
No. You send it for me. It's for the network, though. Oh, you boss. I would not send it to the Unity Party people. I would take it.
But let me address his concern.
But it's important. I want you to listen. I'm not going to hang up on you. If I'm going to address the means in which, if you choose to support the party or JMB, you can do it. Go ahead, Faigon.
Listen, tomorrow is going to be the dinner. The numbers will be announced just as you following Spoon Talk. There will be a large coverage of the event, and the numbers will be made available. We also want you to tune in because JMB will be addressing some of your concerns. But the numbers will be made available to you, and there will be a tracking system by which the money you pay can be tracked, and subsequently you will be told thank you for your contribution. So we'll do that tomorrow at the program.
So again, let me ask you: Are you guys going live on that program through Spoon, or are you going live? Can you talk more about that program? And I hope you can come with the information like the gentleman is asking about the way in which they can contribute. So talk to us, Faigon.
Definitely, the information with respect to contribution will be made available. Cell, Cash App, bank accounts, everything will be made available tomorrow night at the program. And also, we intend to carry the program live unless we find ourselves in some kind of forest where there is no internet. But once we have internet connectivity, the program will be brought live to the Liberian people.
Thank you so much, sir.
Can you take this down, Nelson? I don't know what messing with our internet today. Please do not put anything up because I don't know who's controlling it, but it's very, very something. Thank you, guys. Let's wrap this thing up. The gentleman that called, we want to appreciate all the colors. We want to say thank you very much. And we hope that you guys can come and allow your supporters to call and cherish and bless your stand-up bearer, Prince Maxwell. It will be better if you can come and share the phone number that your people can call through. Dr. Richardson, same from your end. CPP, Jerome is doing that right now. But two of his supporters just flipped over to Joseph Boakai. So when your people call you and they flip over, I hope you won't get mad. All right. Thank you very much. Let's wrap this thing. Dr. Richardson?
Yeah, it was unfortunate that I had to be here today. This was strictly
it was unfortunate.
Yeah, it was strictly a Unity Party show. This was a campaign for Boakai. I had no contribution. When I come on the show, I come to speak about my candidate and how he is working.
Dr. Richardson, you say it was unfortunate, though?
Well, yeah. Why would I sit here when you guys doing all this stuff about JMB? What role do I have to play in it?
Wow, you are the lead moderator.
What?
So if you have JMB coming on the show, that is unfortunate.
No, it wasn't balanced. That's what I'm saying.
You say it's unfortunate. That's a very harsh one. That's your show.
Well, that's how I feel. I'm sorry. It was just unfortunate that I was here today because this was certainly a JMB campaign.
I know you bring Mr. Cummings and we'll do the same thing for him after the election.
I don't want you to do the same thing for Mr. Cummings. I want Mr. Cummings to take the tough
question. If the people pay your program and say, listen, we want to come on the show, we want to do X, Y, Z, when you say no,
then
you announce it though. You announce it.
That he paid to come here to.
No, I'm not saying the pay. I'm saying you announce it. But anyway, give us your closing. What else on your mind, our dear doctor?
So, certainly that I shall hope that in the future, candidates that become presidential candidates that will be coming to the show will at least talk about how Liberia can be better. They should speak about the interests that are related to Liberian people. It was all about what JMB is going to do, what he's not going to do. It was from a biased perspective. So, that's why I sat quietly and watched. And I don't think it's fair to the Liberian people who are listening, that they are going to be potentially having a candidate who they don't know much about how he's going to bring change to the government. It almost sounds like we are to me, before we are between president, many people didn't know what he was all about. He didn't participate in any debate. So that's how I feel. So okay, I'm done.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Dr. Richardson. Jerome, you want to let's bring in Prince, and Jerome, you would take us in. Prince Maxwell, please.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know how I can go over what Dr. Richardson has just stated. I mean, this is my first time on Spoon, so I would definitely do Spoon justice. This is it's an open network to Liberian people, and I'm sure that Spoon has done. I've tried to do their best to do justice to this program. Unfortunately, the United Party PR team was smart enough to try to hijack this program. And unfortunately, plus two, Boakai entire team has allowed the Liberian people to use up their free time, and they got nothing in return for that free time they have dedicated to the Unity Party. I'm sure that my candidate, Dr. Clarence Moniba, if he was the one coming on this program, he would have given a very clear and concise information from a policy and implementation perspective on what he intends to do for the Liberian people and meet them where they are in their struggle, in their aspirations, and in their issues concerning poverty and underdevelopment in the country. It was unfortunate that the United Party could have done a simple video and just put it on social media for Boakai to just say hello, hi, and everything else. But Liberian people went home from work today. They got prepared. They sat in the living room with their children to listen to what the former Vice President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, had to say. And unfortunately, it was a Christmas message he brought to Liberian people when it's not yet December. So we will look into that. We will look into that, and we'll see how best we can go about that. Also Stanton.
Yes, sir.
It was shocking to me that Eugene Faigon came up with this spark bomb approach to hijack a senator to give a quick somewhat endorsement of the former vice president. I would say this: the Americans have a very strict policy on non-interference in the domestic affairs of other countries. So a sitting senator would not go beyond that. So that was not an endorsement. That was just simply a comment from a senator praising someone he knows from a personal perspective. If that is the case, Dr. Clarence Moniba, recently, you can go on YouTube, you'll find the video there. He had a wonderful, explicitly wonderful conversation with H.R. McMaster, who is the recent past former national security advisor to the U.S. government. That conversation was absolutely wonderful. Should we say that McMaster was the one giving endorsement? No, these things are questions that people are concerned about. I'm sure the senator is very concerned. He wants to know what is Boakai's policy as it pertains to Liberia and where he intends to take Liberia forward. And unfortunately, he has never been able to tell the Liberian people exactly what his approach to bringing about the eradication of poverty in Liberia would be. Dr. Clarence Moniba has made it absolutely clear what he's going to do. His policies and approach is, you can find it all on his website. He's talked about it on radio. He's talked about it on social media. He's gone to political houses. He's gone to attire shop. He's gone to churches. He's gone to mosque. He's met each and every person along the way and stating clearly his vision and aspiration on how he's going to transform Liberia from the dungeon that we have gotten ourselves in terms of the policies that the current president and his people have brought to the country. So I think that going forward, it would be a service to Liberian people to bring out the former vice president, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, so that he can be able to clearly state his vision for Liberian people, what is on agriculture, what is on social affairs, what is on women's rights. He needs to be clear on these issues. He needs to be clear on his values so that we can understand it going forward. So I just want to say that. Thank you, Stanton.
You know what? You did extremely well. One of the best for Clarence. And I think, seriously speaking, no disrespect to the others, but I think you do more justice to the Dr. Clarence motorbike camp. And we appreciate you on the show. Monday through Saturday, you're always welcome. We hope you can have your number, your phone. It will be helpful if the campaign team can have a special phone, special number, or some information that you guys can share that on the show your people can call, and they will have some access to you guys, whether on the show or off the show. There's a new way we think beyond the normal politics in Liberia. Gibson, I will ask you the same thing. Bring a cell phone that the Ganglo people can call on and make the case for Councillor Ganglo. And then after the show, you can engage them. Likewise, we have the Mo Ali, we have the Faigon, the Mempe Kowu Gondo. They will bring their own cell phone as well and engage the folks. And Dr. Richardson will also do the same. But it will help us to be more fair and balanced. It's kind of difficult, when you try your best and folks say, oh, he's one-sided. He's for JMB, he's for Cummins, he's for Tewan or Clarence. No, we are for the Liberian people, but we have to be very fair. And again, I think we are doing extremely well. So we say thanks to every one of you guys. Gibson, I think you should close, right? You
no, just about, I haven't said anything yet. But look, I know Dr. Richardson felt that the vice president left her in Ziale Tule.
Celine Dion, that's Ziale Tule. That one that's Celine Dion, that's slow music.
Ziale Tule. That's a Gil word for in the midst, in the middle. She didn't land anywhere. But from the media perspective, for me, when I come on the show, there are two things I come to do here. One is to be authentic, and two is to promote my political leader. The authentic part of this has to do with my media instinct. This bringing VP Boakai here, what are we asking question on that was a smart deal. Was a smart thing for the station. There's something in news we call eminence. And whenever you see someone of a high caliber, when they appear on your show, whether you didn't like it or whether it didn't go well or not, they add value to the show. And I think I like the fact that he came here, and because he came here, I mean, it brings value to the show. Whether we asking questions or not, from the media perspective, I would have done the same thing. I wouldn't have insist, because if you insist, you lose the man coming on. If you say, no, my book, I'll ask you a question. You can't just talk and leave. First of all, it is arrogant. You can't do that to an eminent person. And if you let them go if you don't allow them to come, you still lose that eminence. So media-wise, it's good, but they left Dr. Richardson in Ziale Tule, so that's unfortunate. What I wanted to say here is, moving forward, I think Liberians, I got one thing to say to Liberians. I've been saying it, and people probably haven't picked it up. George Weah is going to go for runner-up. I'm not sure if anybody can stop him from going for runner-up. The problem we have, though, is the ANC people and the Unity Party people, they will never vote for each other. I'm not wishing for that, but the attack from the Unity Party people towards the ANC people, it embitters them. It don't make them happy. So if Joseph Boakai goes one-on-one with George Weah will be president. If Cummins go one-on-one with George Weah, the Unity Party people will not vote for Cummins. George Weah become president. The only compromise candidate here is Tewan Gongo. He's a peaceful man. He has nothing against anybody. He doesn't. In fact, he rescues people rather than going to do something evil or to do something negative to them. So if you go into the box, I want you to think about that. If you're going to cast a ballot, think if I vote for JMB, the ANC people will not vote for him, and then George will be president again. If I vote for Cummins, the Unity Party will not vote for him, then George will be president. So let me vote for Congo so we can take the team from George Weah. Congo is the only panacea for us to get George Weah away. But otherwise than that, the show is good. For me, I like the way it went. I mean, I don't like the way when the win asked question, but it was the media strategy from the PR people, and it is acceptable to me because the man appear on the Spoon Talk, and that's what brings people to the Spoon to listen. our diversity, this agreement, Dr. Richardson not like the whole thing. The whole thing, she not like it. She left it very too. My man, Prince here, even though he knew very sharp, but we still have to ask the people why they keep changing people. I don't know what's going on. Or the other people travel, or they are no longer.
No, nothing is going on. Nothing is going on.
They will be coming. Okay. So maybe they will change, but it's good for you to have something consistent so that people will see that.
Man, when you get around to advise the people are looking for your advisement, man.
No, we are consistent. We are very consistent.
But to tell you the
truth, if I can say something, Mr. Jeru, you know, I'm not insulin Dion or whatever. It's just that you know, I didn't come here for a PR. Okay, I come here to get a balanced view of, you know, Liberia, how our leaders can contribute to Liberia. I like to hear your leader's perspective. I like to hear how my leader differ from, you know, Prince leader, you know, but I just felt like, you know, I had no contribution because I mean, and that's where I am. I particularly, you know how I feel. I have a leader.
But Dr. Richard, let me ask you, you think the Unity Party people who are coming in the election?
Yes, I gotta go.
To tell you the truth, Jerry, I really believe that this is democracy. Everybody have a choice to vote for who they want to vote for. I can't tell you who's going to vote for, you know, who and who's not going to vote for who, honestly.
Yeah, Stanton, quickly, so that I can just mute myself and then close, and until you can close the show. I would just like to make a few points, not too many. One, Dr. Clarence Moniba is very, very concerned. He's very concerned about a recent internet outage. He's deeply concerned about that because that is cyber democracy for Liberian people. And they need to be online in order for them to have information. The internet provides many economic means for ordinary Liberian people, not just to, it enhances their democratic rights. The Clarence Moniba is very concerned about that. And as I stated earlier on, he will definitely be meeting the authorities on this issue to bring his concern to Liberian, to the authorities that are involved and that are concerned about it as well. Also, we've been hearing of recently this issue of plaintiff. We just want to stay emphatically. That's just a garbage politics. These things are brain fog thinking. Dr. Clarence Moniba and the VP, Her Excellency Grace Brown, has been in the public eye for a very, 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 very long time. Clarence has served with his heart. He has served with his mind, his motivation. He's in this election because he understands the plight of the ordinary Liberian people. He understands the plight of the youth of Liberia, the depth of poverty that they have inherited, and the things that they go through on a daily basis. He understands that. And that's the reason why he's in this campaign. Clarence is not in this campaign because someone said, go there for me, let me go see whether I can disrupt anything. No, I think you've seen over the months how Dr. Clarence Moniba has conducted his campaign. You've seen how he has conducted himself. You've seen how we have approached concerns from Liberian people and how we have responded. I don't think if we were in this for a existential reason, we'll be conducting ourselves in that kind of manner. We'll be very disruptive, yelling and abusive and all that kind of stuff. We are not. We are smart. We understand what Liberian people want. Dr. Clarence Moniba and his VP understand fully well the issues that are involved. Also, Dr. Clarence Moniba is open and he's willing to answer any question from any media house, any journalist, even if it's a tire shop, he's willing to be there as well.
Prince, you say you're bringing the man, you're beginning to hire him too?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Absolutely. Oh, come on, Stanton.
Yeah,
come on, Stanton.
Law say you're bringing him, man.
There are procedure. I mean,
come on, don't give us that procedure thing back. We passed that a long time.
I think it's absolutely clear. Even before I came on, we saw the protocols that we went through. Right? I think that is the proper procedure. I don't think Clarence has ever hid from any media house in the country, any journalist in the country, or any entire shop.
We'll have it next week by God's grace. Again, folks.
Also, before closing, we'll repeating ourselves again. We're saying congratulations to the VP for his 51 years of marriage. We just want to say thank you.
That's the first time he would get in a yobo way smart.
I mean, come on. Stanton is not my first political rodeo. We just
that's your first time
Absolutely.
You know, so with these chairs, you talk on your own.
So the next time we hope to meet the United Party on a much more substantive political ground and policy ground, so that we can be able to hash out the key issues that Liberian people are concerned instead of a stunt appearance. Thank you.
Again, we want to say thank you to all of our many followers. You were part of the conversation today. We appreciate you. We will call your name, but you know yourself. Again, the show have come to an end. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where you will have Dr. Richardson doing her usual thing. She will not be in Celine Dion because she has to be part of the show. Are you with us, Prince, tomorrow?
He's not sure.
Absolutely. Oh, come on. Absolutely. Unless there's a Head of God event, I will be here.
Okay, so you guys going to make your case again, Gibson, Jerry. I understand that all this work from your end. Are you going to JMB function tomorrow, or will you be there tonight? No. Okay. I heard that Dr. Richardson was traveling to Minnesota too. Dr. Richardson have a very safe flight to Minnesota. Take that picture with JMB and send it to us. I understand that you will be meeting him, correct? Dr. Richardson.
I'm sorry, I was logging off after the show was over.
Oh no, I'm asking you a question. You don't want me to say sorry for saying it, but have a safe flight. I know you're on your way to Minnesota to meet JMB. Have a safe flight, Dr. Richardson. All right, that's it. Come on. It's good to have you all. Thank you very much. That's the end of the program. Good night.
It would be so strange when Dr. Richardson appear at that program.
She would never be at that program. Wait. Let me ask you a question, Gibson. Why Dr. Richardson just went blank when JMB came? She just went blank. But you know what, Gibson? You call it though. You call it. I don't know the changes. I don't know the changes around JMB, but that was a very smart.
It was smart. I gotta be honest with you. It was smart.
Yeah.
It was smart. If they had allowed him to take questions today, his whole program tomorrow will be sour. Because they will spend time clarifying. Because we'll ask some questions, we make some statements.
You always see it here in America too, right? You always see it. Like these guys then will go ahead and prep. Look at Joe Biden. Yeah. You think he just come on the show freely because he want to? But they go into the people mindset. They get what they call it flash. They flash you. Now everybody see the Papa is strong. The Papa look good. He's greeting folks in Liberia. Indeed, he's strong. But I'm surprised with this. I want to ask Jake, or I want to ask Faigon, who set this thing up? Because seriously, I would tell you though, my expectation, he was coming for an interview. I didn't know that JMB was just coming to give me flash. It have never happened before. And he just came and he showed face. That was good. And
people love to ask questions. I've written my two questions down.
And you see, Dr. Richardson told you not to talk about the question. Now you started talking about it. The people say the man got to go. You're right, Dr. Richardson. Now they start talking about the question. The public said, "No, I'm out." But why you came back? I think you finished. We're not hearing you, Dr. Richardson.
You are muted.
No, I was leaving. I heard you call my name. You said something about Dr. Richardson didn't participate or whatever.
No, you are leaving, and I said, have a safe trip. You are going to Minnesota to meet JMB. That's what I said.
No. After I left, you.
Are you going to Minneapolis?
No, I'm not. I'm actually not.
For security reasons, she can't tell you, but she is.
No. So after I left, you said something else. That's what I was just.
What did I say now?
I don't know. I mean, I remember you saying something about got muted or something.
You said you were blank when the Ome appeared.
No, I said when the Ome came, you went blank.
No, it's just that I'm unable to participate in a PR for Giselle Boakai. I can't do that. I mean, this was a PR for Giselle Boakai that I was unaware of. I thought it was a regular show. So
let me ask you a question. If Connie was here and it did the same thing to Cummings, what would you have done?
I don't think Mr. Cummings will allow that. This
Why if it happens?
I never experienced Mr. Cummings just coming in and saying hi and going. Like, even when he was just visiting, he went to the soccer field and impromptu visitation and spoke to people. So he's been on a lot of.
Okay, let me ask you a question the other way around. So let's say you are the moderator and Cummings tell you, look, I'm too busy, but I can come and speak to your panelists and say 1 or 2 words and leave. And then your understanding is you will take 1 or 2 questions. After he make his comment, he say, hey, look, you guys, I'm pressed against time. I gotta go.
I don't know. There's an issue of planning and organization and all of that.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's a good, valid question, Jerry. But it's just interesting that a lot of people will come and say, "Oh, she disliked JMB." That's not the case. It's just that how do you participate in a show that is simply about advertising JMB? So.
But that Richard said, you're having a show which is worldwide. You're having a show that brings in different groups, right? If for any reason the Unity Party people want to present themselves like this, you still compose yourself and have a better show because they're asking, they're paying. They say we want to do a campaign. That's what you do in media. You're not going to question them and say, no, I will not take that money. I will not bring you in for that 5-10 minutes. And everybody that get on there as a panelist, they contribute willingly. It shouldn't be about a political party. It should be like, listen, we are running an entity. If that's what they ask for, that's what you give them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I think as a lead moderator, I should have been informed about this, what they asked for. I just walked into, JMB, and that's, hey, everything like, oh, we have down whistles.
That's the Richardson. This is media. We make our money from having people to come and talk. What are nonsense? What are sensible things? Even if you come and just make one statement, and sometimes you hype up the people. If you see me pressing JMB on my show or JMB to come on my show, I will press it all the way. I'll say all the good things that come on my show, and then will say something. I want that money. I want that thing. I want that recognition. I want people to see that on my show, important people appear. So I don't have a problem with what the people do.
I don't have a problem.
Our only problem was we were unable to articulate the negative enough. I didn't intend to articulate any negative today. I intend to agree with the PR team. I wanted to give them the prop.
And I think you were right. I think you saw it, Gibson. You saw it directly. I think that's the reason why Faigon is in Minnesota. I think that's the reason why Faigon is asking those folks and asking them questions and saying, listen, where are you? Listen, he spoke to the mayor. He spoke to the state senator. You think those things they were all planned? You think Faigon, he took upon himself to run with that? No, he didn't. But these are the things other politicians should be doing, right? Show face, get that 10, 20,000 people watching you quickly, and it will keep the story. Now, who's going to say JMB sick and lying in the hospital bed? Who's going to say? With all the pictures coming up and his engagement, people know that he's actively engaged. And I hope all the politicians can do something similar or better. And, you don't have to come and repeat yourself. This is how we build the economy. This is how we do agriculture. There will be a time for that. There will be a time and season how you persecute people. There will be a time and season how you increase the numbers in the economy. But sometimes that little flash to the Dunkin' Donut, the little flash to the ice cream shop, people see it and say, wow, this person is humble. Look at Taiwan. Taiwan going in the video, he's saying that blowing people copa for them to cook. That alone can show that you are humble. And that's the style of politics people should come around. But I understand that, Richardson, that's your program and the lead moderator.
The purpose of that appearance today was what Stano said. They didn't come here for a JMB to give speech or to take interview. The purpose was to disprove that JMB is somehow in the hospital and he's immobile and he cannot get around. So now they want to bring him in from the public glare. He's sitting in a chair, looking nicely sitting and articulating his greetings. So, but any person, you know, but they just lie on them, man, every day. That also plays on sentiments. I mean, I'm talking as a media person now. If I'm talking as
let's say, and I'll pick on Dr. Richardson small Gibson. This thing about the Dr. Richardson and all her plenty of books that behind her that she reading every day, that everybody must cross all the T's and dot all the I's. Sometimes in the most simplest form, Liberians just don't want that. They just want the simple things. Show me yourself. Make me feel that I'm part of you and you part of me, and we will run. But if you will come every day, I'm this, I can do this, I will change it. There will be time and season for that. But these little flashes, Dr. Richard said, speak volume. It speaks volume.
I finish speaking. Yeah, please allow me to speak. I'm being patiently waiting for.
But that's your show. Anyway, how you want to run your program like that. Next time I'll be quiet. You're the lead moderator, so.
So,
but why did you take charge? Why did you allow Stano to take charge?
No, because
oh no, Stano, you know what? This
it is unfortunate that you just joined us. Okay, I know how it used to be. If you Stano will say, and I'll be honest and authentic. I think this is the moment to speak. That there was a time Stanton nobody knew who he supported, but these days we know very well that he supports the Unity Party. Okay.
No, that's not true. That's a Richard. You see, Gibson, I'm very mad I'm leaving the show. I'm done. No, for Dr. Richardson to say this, Dr. Richardson, you getting a phone call and messages, please.
But I can't talk now. Y'all censor my
No, talk, but don't try to put me in that, Dr. Richardson.
I give you kudos. You are one hell of a strong woman, and some of the things that you take, and you still maintain your composure.
You see what he's saying? Dr. Richardson is right on this one. Dr. Richardson, I'm right. I'm not supporting Unity Party.
You are a great.
So
you get that degree for nothing. You are really good at it.
And Jerry, so when we have moved, instead of being objective, it bothers me because we're not being fair to the Liberian people. If I don't know if any other candidate would have gotten this kind of privilege, to use a whole 3 hours to say, "Oh, JB at a hotel, let's do the interview now," and stuff like that. I can't do it because that's not my cup of tea,
Well, you are a politician.
I understand it was for media. It was for the media. You're a media person. You came from that perspective, but I'm thinking about like information for the Liberian people. So that's what it is. Okay.
Well, I mean, I quite understand. Politicians, they don't want a chance like that.
Dr. Richardson just hurt my feeling tonight, folks. She just said that I'm supporting Unity Party. I'm supporting the Liberian people.
You are half.
Dr. Richardson just hurt my feeling tonight. I'm supporting the Liberian people, Dr. Richardson. But you know why? This is your program. This is your show. We'll follow your lead next time. Comprende? Oui?
So, let's look, when you're going to say something, when your candidate comes on and he's not treated the way you expect to be treated, he said, "But you're treated other men, the other day like this. My candidate come on, you ain't treated the same way."
Jerry, what is it that you want? Jerry, I'm going to interrupt you. What is it that you guys wanted me to say? We barely had opportunity to talk. It was all about terrain, JMB at a hotel. So what was it I was supposed to say? I mean, I'm not in Minnesota.
Anyways, I'm not feeling anything like.
Huh?
Honestly speaking, I'm not feeling anything because whether in the absence or presence of JMB, I would say what I want to say in the future or now. So JMB does not have to be present before I say it, even though it's a great opportunity. Tonight, he missed an opportunity because if you are taking questions, probably the first two questions from Stanton will have boosted his morale. Or maybe I'm going to come with some kind of weak question and he capitalized on it.
Yeah, right. You asked me, man, how many cars the package for first? Get away from here, man. That's it. Like people want you to
Maybe
manage.
If
you have good people, right?
But
if you have good people managing your campaign, and this is why it is so important. Even here in the United States, we experience that. If you had good people managing your campaign, you're gonna have a successful campaign. If you have people that will just push you here and there and just talk, it will choke you sometime. And just a lesson to all the politicians out there. You should have folks coming around to manage the campaign. Seriously. To say, listen, Gibson, he can only be here for 10 minutes, nothing past 10 minutes. You have all your time on the question, we'll come back later on. He can only be here for 20 minutes and we'll only speak on this subject. If you bring any other thing, we got to save it. That's how these people do, yeah. When they bring the guests on the show, CNN, MSNBC, they stick on the subject. But Dr. Richardson said, I can't ask my question. And it scared the heck out of everybody and said, well, what kind of question she says she can reveal? At least Gibson revealed his own.
Because I knew something was up. I worked with you guys.
Even now, I'm going to ask that question. Maybe it was just a diversity.
I worked with you guys long enough to know something was up. And that's kind of what I guess what I'm troubled by. We work as a team, and I believe that you knew what was going on in the background. You knew exactly what's going to happen here today.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
If we just coming to a political stunt, he's not going to answer any question. At least let us know. Well, we just what I said I was going to ask DMV today.
But if you watch Stanton say he's passing by.
Thank you.
I had it in my mind.
Thank you.
Passing by is
and I said it right. I said the man was just passing by. Thank you very much, Jerry.
No, I didn't have a question, Jerry. Like you said, I told you guys I was however, though, the rest of the show was about, oh, this man's great and strong. You see, he's healthy. This man, and I can't. How am I supposed to participate in a show like that? I didn't have a chance. I mean.
But you could have said the man is strong. You could have said the man is strong.
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask you a question, seriously. By the grace of God.
I finished crossing over to Unity Party. Are you kidding?
By the grace of God, Dr. Richardson, if Jose Yima Boakai wins the election and offer you a job in his cabinet, will you accept?
No.
No.
Now you got me concerned.
Well, then be concerned, but I think my ideology about improving Liberia is very different than JNB and the people that are around him. I don't believe that. First of all, I don't believe that JNB will be in control of Liberia if he wins. I believe that the people around him will be in control, and some of them are not in the interest of Liberian people. So I think that if I come in there and want to improve things, change things, bring things up to par, I think they're not going to like it. I'll be scared to challenge.
So if you want to help Liberia, though, whether it's George Weah, whether it's Cummings or Tawan Gonglo, Clarence or JB, when they offer you a position, why can't you take it? And from that point, you try to change what you can change. And give them the benefit of the doubt whether they want to like it or not, because you want to help Liberians. Why should it only be on a Cummings?
And it wouldn't just be on a Cummings. To tell you the truth, I'm not really. A lot of people think about getting a job. That's all they think about.
No, you don't think about getting a job. You're good. You're really 100% good, and we know that you and your family are doing better. But I'm asking you, if it is offered, and I'm asking you, will you run on that path to help your fellow Liberians? Minister of Education, will you run on that advisor? Will you run? Yeah, to help transform and change. Because everybody know where you are right now. Everybody know where you stand right now.
Say that again.
Everybody know where you are. They know very well you're a communist lady. They know very well you support communist ideas and agenda. But if you are caught by any of the folks that are in this race and say, "Can help me change this ministry, make Liberia better," will you not be happy to go back to your country and help fight?
I'm at the stage in my life that I don't just accept a job. I have to weigh things out. I have to see if I'm a good organization, if I fit in the organization well, if I'm a good fit for the organization, if my ideology aligns with somebody. I can't sit here and continuously say that I don't believe that JNB is the right person to bring change to Liberia, and then go and work in his government. I mean, it's just, I don't know how that works. You know?
So here's the way I think about it. Yeah, let
me hear
you. You support Cummings and you believe in Cummings.
Yeah.
So after Cummings wins, he looks for Mo Ali and say, Mo, I believe you are able to contribute to the nation building process. We need your services. Mo Ali said, no, my ideology is different from your ideology. It's not a good way to proceed. I mean,
well, then Jerry, because Tiawan Congo resigned from Ellen Johnson government because of ideology.
I agree. If you went inside and you saw something, in fact, it is a boost to you if you go inside and you see as in, you call me, I wanted to serve, but the way I see you proceeding, this is not my kind of thing. When you leave, you leave with authority. You are way up there.
That's another way.
Refusing also is an option. It's an option like Alari Toba. He has refused to work with all the government, and now he wants to work with you and JNB. Well, we'll see what happens. His ideology are always been different.
Yeah, and people have different ways of approaching the subject.
Yeah,
important, and other people will, already know what they want.
But when you come on board, we'll send you to somewhere where you'll be able to help your services. Because serving the country is not about a job; it's about offering services. That's the way I see it. I never went to government.
Can I tell you an experience? I had some family member work in Ellen's government. And they didn't align, just like your Congo, didn't align with her vision, her views.
Right.
It's difficult to get the job done. If you don't align with her vision and views, it's difficult to get the job done. So why should I put, at this stage of my life, why should I put myself in that kind of headache? I don't care what it is, Mr. Cummings or what it is anybody else. I don't need to.
Dr. Richard said, again, I would say this is your program. Officially, we have said it. The CEO have said it. Madam Titikana, you're the lead moderator. That's your program, and we wish you well. Make no mistake, we will not go contrary to what you want to do. But again, we're happy to have you, and I hope you understand.
Yeah, guys, I think we're talking enough. But Dr. Richardson, I respect your cool. You should continue that. Because I see all the flaming arrows coming at you.
It makes me laugh because, how can these people want democracy? It's really interesting, But again, these are the kind of people that we have to manage in our country. We have to deal with them. So how is that possible?
All right, Dr. Richardson. We'll see you again tomorrow. I think tomorrow is Saturday. We'll see what happens.